What did I come in on?
We're watching other Twitch streamers.
Oh, just being
Yeah.
dum dums.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You love to
Yeah.
see it.
It's very funny. Like Sykkuno was like, "Oh, I'm booting up the game, I'm getting everything ready," and then he'll play Super Pet Battler or whatever. Super Auto Pets, which I've been playing, and it's pretty fun.
Nice.
It's the wave.
It's what's happening. It's
Oh,
what's hip.
it's like imagine Hearthstone. Like it's basically
But with pets.
yeah, but with pets.
Can I bring my pet in?
It's pretty simple.
No,
There is a dog. You can get a dog.
Oh my gosh, I need to move
What is
Ryan's
it?
camera. You're much lower than normal right now.
Oh, I'm just leaning over to
Okay.
start.
But we're live, so
Oh,
that's why I went.
Yeah.
I'll call you. Oh, you did?
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah.
I saw, at least I saw. I did. I
Yeah,
just
thanks
didn't.
for the heads up, LR. You're really fucking...
Well, I mean,
Oh,
typically
really.
we plan something with like, and so I put that in
Yeah.
my, or then I really like struggle with my poop. We just do something like that, so I figured we'd leave it organic.
My
Oh, yeah.
back hurts. I think I have to poop. Like it
Cool.
legitimately hurts, and I tried to poop earlier, and it made it hurt worse.
Nice. I rolled a 17. That also might be a hernia or something.
My dice now.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna use my I showed you guys it before, but my D&D
Comes from
magic
the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms.
I rolled a 19.
Nice.
I did too.
Oh,
I get to roll my
off.
shit. Oh shit.
What'd you roll, Glenn?
I got a 7.
Oh, okay.
All right, so are we still going highest?
Same rules.
Yes.
Sure.
I rolled a 2. I rolled
Oh.
I
two
rolled
ends
a
of the spectrum.
9.
A 9? All right. It
I
is
get to read
yours,
my shitty
Mystic.
recap.
Make sure you pronounce my name right.
You get to own it though now. Like this is yours in all ways.
This is where you get to edit it on the fly.
What the fuck am I doing?
Thank you, D.
Last time on another one, we set off on the Sea of Falling Stars, where what the fuck is her name? The redheaded bitch. Pirate chick.
Iva Xander.
What?
Iva
Xander.
Xander.
Where Iva Xander. You have
Captain
to say her
Xander
full
to you.
name. Fuck that. Where Iva, took us out on her boat into the crazy seas. We had a few days of relaxation. We defended the boat from some what the fuck were they?
Big
Undead
skeleton
demon
sharks.
sharks.
Yeah.
The fuck. Anyway, we made handy work of that, and then afterwards. Magdor used some of his spare time to make a super dope ass ring that he fucking gave away later in the episode. Idiot. And then
Thought he'd get something cool, but no.
Just to a god. Get something.
but
What did you get in return for all of the things you
We'll
gave?
get
him?
Pause
there.
time for 10 minutes.
1 minute.
10 minutes.
5 minutes.
1 hour.
A year.
Whatever we want.
At will.
1 month.
1 minute for the whole group. Not even
Anyway,
for-
Quiet Me, I play him. He's Magdor. I don't know if you could tell. Oh, is it down?
Yeah, for me it's this way. For you it's down and kind of to your left.
So
That's genius.
Magdor's short. That works, Hey. Anyway, sorry. Magdor. Yeah, he made this ring of magic detection. Quiet caught a giant fucking fish over the course of like a couple of hours, and then inside that giant fish, because we all did some rolling. There was a magical scroll tube which Magdor found inside the guts, and Quiet went ahead and like just ripped that shit out real quick. Iva, what's her name?
Captain Iva.
Yeah.
Or
Captain
Xander.
Iva.
Yeah,
I can't remember names.
that's why we're here.
Captain Iva informed us that apparently the scroll is one of several that reveals a legendary treasure in the Sea of Falling Stars that everybody knows about and wants to get their hands on, and we're going to completely avoid in order to meet a time schedule.
Because baby griffins.
Because baby griffins. We found a pyramid like a ziggurat, and we climbed that bitch. Had a bunch of spells cast on us, and Magdor wasn't affected because he's like slick like ice, on the wisdom saves. And then he licked a stone, and the traveler was like, "Yo, why you licking a stone? Yo, yep, I'm a god. Worship me somehow." And I punched Vol in the face, and then Vol gave him some memories, and then Magdor gave away his fucking ring. But we have the ability to pause time 5 years, in whatever interval that we feel like. So pause it for 3 minutes or 6 months. It's about 5 years worth of time, anytime we want. Anyway, we left and we avoided a giant dragon turtle, which Iva said they're like just territorial, and Quiet was like, we used to kill those motherfuckers out in Sword Coast because they travel and follow you for like 100 leagues. And she's like, damn, that's fucking crazy. And he's like, yeah, I know. And we just kind of like looked at each other and was like, all right, let's keep going. And then now we're on Dragon Isle.
What's the name of the town? I mean, it's the name of the stream right now too. So, it's called Imert's Hold. Good job.
Also, for what it's worth, I was doing some reading on the Sea of Fallen Stars, and the reason why there's like a better relationship is because there's like dragon turtle kingdoms in the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's dope. But yeah, anyways, yeah, we're here.
That's cool. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day.
Let's go talk to a dragon turtle king, dude. That sounds dope.
Well, we're on Dragon Island, so that's the king. We just gotta find a little ear hole and speak into it.
Yeah.
Wait, is it living?
Hello, Mr. Turtle. Can you please be
That's
my
a
friend?
spoiler, LR.
My bad.
Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up the other screen, the battle map, so everyone can see the outline of the sea. Because right now,
Ooh.
there is. I have to pull this down here. Oh, you. Oh, no. There you go. You did it. No.
Yes,
Huh?
no, maybe, kind of.
Yes,
Sort of.
no, maybe so.
How'd you like my recap? Pretty sick, right?
It was
super
sick.
professional.
Very much so.
You know what? I'm gonna take this one because I write short stories for half of my recaps, so you can all fuck yourselves. I get to take a break.
I said it was good.
I'm talking to our chatters.
Oh, are they getting mad at you
Fuck
about?
the chatters.
No.
Good.
Of course they're
What
not.
is wrong with you? All right, let me fix this so everyone can see what the pirate isles look like.
No, y'all are nice.
There we go. Boom. Kind of works.
Me mama moo.
Me mamu.
I love unique New York. I love
Sibilance.
New York.
Sibilance. I used to know a Swedish sound engineer and a Czech one too. I've
never heard that one before. That's great.
My buddy was the sound engineer. He used to be like a music streamer. Anyway, but he does.
Can you do a mic check? Can all the mics stand up, please?
Hey! typical of metal shows, at least. That's how they do the mic
Mics?
checks. Yeah.
There are a lot of mics there.
It's
No, just one.
Hopefully more than one.
No, fuck mics.
Okay.
it's great when you do a mic check and they're like 1, 2, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10.
Well, you know you got a problem.
When I was in some plays and it was funny.
Well, as you guys,
The
So
sound
what do we see
engineer
as
has
we
a
pull
heart
up?
attack.
well, you pull up. I did put that. If you guys want to pull the stream up, just so
Oh,
you can
there
also
was-
see the thing.
There was an old man on a
Emmert's
dock or
Hold.
something, right?
Yeah, there's an old dude with glowing eyes.
Yeah. There was an old dude.
It
who,
was
like,
Odin,
like a-
Raven's bane wing.
Oh, I meant to say too, you were channeling your inner Dan Harmon for that recap at the beginning.
Was I?
Yeah, like I don't know. That's all I could think about. I was like, are we about to do a fucking Harmon quest here?
Let's quest. I love Harmon
Oh.
Quest. Anyway, yes, you do see this odd man, but anytime when you do look back, because I believe we were pulling in at like dusk, if I remember correctly, because you guys had made the journey in like about 6.5 days, which is the low end of what
Yeah.
you were expecting. She said 6 to 8 days, most likely pushing 8, and you guys made really good time. Despite your, side adventures, which most were able to be done, on the move. But the Dragon Isle, if we were to kind of look at this, the stream can see this too, I guess. You've got it kind of looks like a misshapen hammer a bit, or a chisel. Emmerich Hold is kind of on the northeast hold.
Looks like a penis with really flat balls.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure.
And the Earth Spur is where the head is. It's an 8,000-foot jutting bit of rock that shoots up into the clouds.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's like a
Yeah.
huge giant. That's cool.
On the southern
Rock that
peninsula of the
shoots up.
island. There's a decent amount of forestry with beach around it up here. And Emmerich Hold is in that little nook, right? Right next to the balls and where the shaft comes into the balls. Anyway,
Nice.
but this place, we could, safely say in your head could very well imagine a slightly more in control sort of Tortuga. You can hear, people selling stuff in a market right off of, the docks as you pull in, and they start to make everything safe and throw the gangplank down. And that man that was once there as you were approaching, with the glowing, I believe they were glowing purple eyes, that you could see underneath a hood that obscured his face, but you did see a long beard that protruded from part of the exterior part, the lower part of the hood. He is gone when you look back to where he once was. Yeah. But as you kind of, take in all this, Captain Iva, or, specifically, probably prefers to be called Captain Xander. She looks to you all and says, well, we will wait here for, as long as we need to, but if we push to 10 days, we'll probably just leaving.
I don't think we'll take that long. No.
I hope not.
Could get this thing knocked out in a couple of hours, right, Magdor?
Right. Where's the tavern?
A good first
need
stop.
we
Information
need
abounds.
information. Right.
Magdor, what is? Could you do me a favor, Magdor? Because I think
Probably
I asked
not.
you before. Okay. Could you just quickly write down or show me what this poem was?
Oh yes, let me recite it word for word.
Oh, the
I
poem?
do that.
From memory.
There we go. From memory, or from something you pulled out to write it on, or that sort of thing also works.
Who does that? Oh, I rolled a nat 20 on my history check, so word for word, exact.
I was gonna give it to you anyway, but now
I know,
I'll
but
do
I just
it.
wanted to roll.
Now I'll do it with.
I wasted my 120 of the day.
And this is the scroll. Oh yeah. So, I have that thing written in here, but it's just like, because I'm a terrible organizational person, it's just somewhere in my notes. And I think I did this last time.
Will you type
You
it out,
got
Nick?
this. We got it.
We can do it. Very, very
can't
nice. Crashed into the sea of fallen stars, she fell to her death from home afar, carrying her one and only treasure, which she valued more than all above measure. Seek ye the forge that once was lost, to the bottom you go at all cost. Tell the guardians your truest desires, and honorable be they, lest you expire. Careful not to gain their ire, lest you be destroyed by unquenchable fire. Begin your search on Dragon Isle, lest you be too late, your will broken all the while.
LR, are you alright, dude?
Yeah, I'll go look. And I was listening. Sometimes when I listen, I like to just assume a position and absorb it.
I bet we gotta go that big rock.
Well, Brandon, you do. Sorry, not Brandon. Magdor, you do recognize very quickly upon your arrival that that there seems to be like a light hum coming from wherever you have this scroll on you, because I assume that you have it with you. I don't know if that's fully true, but
It's in my pants.
it's in your pants. You feel it. It's kind of like someone's calling you, and that thing is the vibrating cell phone.
It's
pull it
between
out
his
of my
butt
pants.
cheeks, specifically.
No, it's on my hip.
Okay, yeah.
Magdor, your pants are vibrating.
They're buzzing. This, I think. Fuck the quest. We'll just use this for unlimited energy.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I
We'll
suppose.
set up a technological site
Sure.
here. All right, and I hold it up into the air,
If
and
you-
I walk in a direction.
Well, you hold it up. You hold up the scroll, right?
Mhm.
And kind of like, have you ever seen those cool ass keyboards that are just like laser projections, and they track your fingers
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, those
Something
are cool.
happens like that, where the pieces of this are just rotating, and this orangish light begins to project out these kind of magical holograms as words begin to appear above it as you hold it.
I read Odorvish.
And it is, you can read it. It says, among stone visages the needle is embedded, through the smoke and ash in the horde of Eskaz who is dreaded. Face of your direction can be found there, but the power of fire beware. Through time you'll delve to find your dwelling. Care have you though, lest you feel yourself melding.
Wait, so we have to find the treasure anyway?
Nope. That has nothing to do with the treasure. This
Oh, I thought it
is
said in the
his
horde of
dwarvish
the
finding scroll that is doing this.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, no,
Oh.
I made the same assumption too because we have a map for a different horde, so
Yeah.
and I can't remember the guy's name, but I don't think it's some like English.
There's a lot of
posh, like,
There's a lot of
floofy name.
hordes and legendary treasures in this area.
In
Glenn.
Dungeons and Dragons.
It's-
Who?
It's
who-
like
who-
the biggest
who-
pirate
who-
place in all of D&D.
I read it again. Who's the guy we're looking for or asking about? The one who's
Of
Not
Eschaz, Escheaz.
Well, if I look at the map that we've got right here, it's right there. I see the name. I'm just kidding, Glenn, but it is on the map.
Huh?
His lair is on the map on the stream.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So it's like,
Oops.
it's already written down on our treasure map here that we found out for doing this.
For
us.
whatever reason, you remember hearing about this powerful red dragon who has a rumored horde on that island.
I'm just, we'll figure it out. So.
Oh, I know. You do. You
Alright.
remember that because you know it, and I'm not gonna make you.
Well, I've killed a red
Um.
dragon before, and I kind of heft my maul.
Is your maul made to be effective against dragons
Is
specifically?
it made of dragons?
Yes, I mean this is the head of a red dragon.
Is it like a skull or is it like?
It's a skull, yes.
Cool.
I'm surprised you don't want that though.
Have you listen? I might be big, but like if we look at proportions and you bring me down to his size, I'm a little scrawny.
You stole a rod with a skull on top of it in the bathhouse.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
You see Quiet
Tavern,
kind of
then.
like look at you side-eyed and just kind of like put his on his other side.
I'm not a thief.
Oh, he won't steal it. He'll just try to trade you a barter for it.
It's not going to happen.
I have no interest, thank you. My family sword's more than enough. And kind of like I'll pat my short sword.
All right, so we need to find a needle. I guess it's at the top of the mountain. That's my guess.
Okay, slow down. There's something about visages and needles and a forge. Is it
forge
safe
at the
to
top
assume
of the
that the
mountain.
forge would... Do you really just want to go to the top of the mountain? Is that what we should do?
It's
Is that
been
what we should just
forever since
focus
I've been in
on?
a mountain.
Okay, cool.
I know I'm a hill dwarf,
we're
but
just
it's
gonna,
been forever.
okay, we're just gonna focus on getting to the top of this mountain. Then you've seen
All right.
your mind.
It might be a waste of
Alright,
time,
cool.
but we've got
mean-
It
two
most
10
likely is.
It might be useful to talk to people beforehand.
Nope,
Hold
we're
on, let
going
me
straight
put
to the
these-
top of the mountain.
Let me put these boots on. You guys can fly. Hold on. I'm gonna put my boots of levitation on, and spend an hour as we walk towards the mountain to attune to them.
How about we
Taking
get a
off my
drink
boots
first,
of elven
Macdor?
kind.
Like, it's like
all
a-
right,
It's like a day's walk.
all right. Tavern first, then the mountain. As I'm struggling to put one boot on, hopping towards the tavern. I don't know how they ever decided we'd be the heroes, but here we are.
Let's just relax, just a tiny bit.
All right, we're here. This is a tavern. See, it says.
Tavern.
I'm gonna make up a name soon, Glenn. You better have one.
I
I
like
have
the
it
fact
right
that
here.
it's so simple. It's easy to remember.
It's very indicative of what they do, and there's no. there's
Somebody
no
roll a
beating around the
D10.
bush.
Wow.
It'd be a shame if they put up a new sign within 30 seconds.
9.
It really would be a shame.
It's the Round Curry Inn.
God damn it!
What the hell is curry?
I have no idea.
What makes a curry round?
I wonder if it's what it comes out of. Is a soup round or square? Because you can have square bowls.
I mean, a soup's
Be like
liquid.
water.
Fills
Maybe
a
it's like a
container.
courier.
Oh.
Maybe it's like
a
a
very
fat.
fat mailman.
Yeah, maybe a fat mailman.
It makes. I like it.
Maybe. Let's go in.
Walk in, saloon style, just push both the doors.
Pa! And you pop it open, and this place is bumping. There's like a lot of different types of seating. There's your traditional bar. The ceiling has different, tiny lanterns and stuff hung from it and strings, as well as like heavy scent of incense. And in some of the corners, you can see that they have like heavy pillows that are super flat laid out with what we would recognize as a hookah sort of thing. People are enjoying and imbibing many different things. And somebody kind of like
Everybody's
crashes
fucked up.
past you as somebody like punches them in the face as you walk in. And the guy that punches the dude and knocked the other guy out cold is this kind of like he's got a clean fucking like jet black beard, and it's got like braids in it and
He's
beads.
German, is what you're telling me.
Jet black beard. He has brown skin. So probably not German. And he's got hair that's
He
kind
could
of
be German.
pulled. He could be in modern day, yes. But he has his hair pulled back and kind of similarly like braided back, wearing kind of just like a vest and some fucking cool cash pants. And as he punches the guy, he says, "Fucking stay down! Don't get up again!"
I cast a healing touch on him, the guy that's down.
The guy like goes, and he said, "What did I say?" And he punches him in the face. And he looks at you and he says, "Ah, welcome to the Round Curry, friends. Looking for a drink? You look like you're not from here."
Right, what drink? Never mind. I had a joke and I lost it.
Yeah. Yes. We'll take a seat.
I'll
and
have
drink,
what
please.
he's ordered.
Ah, no, you don't want that. That's called tooth soup. Not very good.
Ah, that's funny.
Sounds. Yeah, it's quite funny. Whatever you'd recommend, and we'll just grab a place to sit.
All right, head over to the bar over there. And we'll see you around. Kovus.
We
Nice to meet you all.
That name sounds
What?
familiar.
Kovus. He's telling you his name.
sorry. Do you need to clear your throat?
That's my name.
Quiet.
I'm off.
Oh.
And he steps away.
That's his name.
And he just starts
What
yelling
was
at a
his
group in
name?
the corner. Kovus. Kovus.
Chorus.
Not you, Glenn. I'm RPing right
Oh,
now.
I thought you weren't.
I'm pretty sure his name is Chorus.
He said his name.
Glenn,
is Cove.
let your players have agency, all right?
That's a bad look. No.
Wait, why did my HP just?
Says the person who willingly sold his soul away for a legendary weapon and then promptly used one of the terms of that contract. Is that not agency?
I'm
and then
just still
draw
waiting to kill myself.
Twice from a deck of many things.
No, I only did once. Did I draw twice? What was the first one?
You don't know because it hasn't happened yet.
Oh shit, I blocked that out of my memory then.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Anyway,
Agency,
I think-
no agency, my ass.
Yeah, over the bar
think
you
we should get
see
some-
like a very hefty older dwarven woman manning the bar, and she's like just slinging fucking drinks, and she's got like her hair is matted and kind of like it's like you remember ever seen Brave? Remember how like fucking poofy her hair was? Just that, just up, little bits of
I am
silver kind of
Moisho, do it
working
to
its
you.
way through it, and she looks like a force to be reckoned with, a whirlwind of a woman.
could I get a dwarvish beer and some sausage?
Oh,
And
you
some
sure
bread.
can, sweetie.
Whatever
It's been-
he's having, please.
15 days since we've at last eaten real food.
Real
Been
food.
only rations.
We have some ham hock. It's honeyed ham hock with this tropical fruit called a pineapple that's out here. Mixed in.
Just give it all.
Yeah,
take it
all of
all.
it. You want the whole pig?
Oh
I look
yes.
over at Paul and quiet.
Yes.
Yep, we'll take the whole thing.
Please.
All right, it's
yes,
2
you're
gold
gonna-
for the whole
yeah.
treatment, and another 5 for good drinks.
All right,
Oh,
and I hand
okay.
over 7 gold.
And
Hold
she
on, let me
says,
make sure I have it,
Philip,
'cause I
give
always
them a
put gold."
table! And you see like a big like half-orc guy run out of the back and just like fucking flip a table where they're mostly done eating, and he just says, "Oh!" And they go, "Phone it!" And he just like grabs a couple by their scruff and just throws them outside and slams the table back. There's still like plates and shit all over the place. But he's like, "This way, sirs."
All right, guys, make sure we don't get close to that
thank
eat and
you.
leave a lot of the
Uh,
pig left.
That was
All right,
very
here.
prompt service.
I hear you're gonna eat my pig.
All of it.
What's his name?
What
Her
was
name.
his name?
What was her name?
Wilbur.
That sounds like a male name.
Wilbur, like Wilma with a
Oh,
B.
Will.
Wilbur. She was my
That's,
everything.
That's,
Is your name?
I'm sure
Charles.
she tastes delicious.
She will. She will. And he just like gets sad. He's like, if you need anything, I'll be in the back. And he just like runs off.
What do you have to make us feel bad about killing his pig? That's fucked up.
They need to make gold too, quiet. They need to make money.
So it's the cycle of life.
We have to eat. We're apex
Glenn,
predators.
how many people are around us?
A bunch. It's like,
Yeah?
you ever go to like Chuck E. Cheese or DZ Discovery Zone or just any of those nondescript childs with a bunch of ball pits and arcade and shitty pizza, those sort of places?
So we're like the
Sure.
exact zone of like calmness and like shit's flying all around
But yeah,
us.
but
above
it's
us,
instead
around
of
us.
ball pits and pizza, it's ball bearings, weed, alcohol, and fighting.
Okay.
Dude, I want to
Um,
go
so-
there. What the fuck?
Yeah, it
Right,
sounds kinda dope.
IRL.
But I
It's
would
like my kinda
personally just
spot.
be like out at the edge on like maybe a top floor, just watching rather than participating. But
Okay.
anyways, I think Vol would be whatever conversation's about to happen for the most part. Vol's going to tune out because he's going to be trying to listen and see if there's anybody says anything that might be relevant,
Okay.
or just pay attention
I
to the
will
crowd and
not.
see if there's anybody
All right.
interesting.
Since you're actively paying attention, go ahead and make a perception check as you kind of sit there and wait for Wilba to be served up to you.
Hell yeah! Dibs on the pelly. 27.
Holy shit.
Oh, wait, I get to,
Jesus
I get to roll
fucking
into advantage.
Christ.
You notice there
27.
is a person in the corner, kind of, like I do this a lot because it helps me to get into it, but just imagining the inn that the Wahhabits first go to in Lord of the Rings, where they first see Strider in
Prancing
the corner.
pony, dude.
Yeah.
Prancing pony.
Prancing Pony, and they see Strider sitting there with a long pipe, face obscured aside from a bit of the chin under the low lamplight. This chaotic thing, and for a moment when you look at them, you recognize that they very likely are a person of the wilds, as you recognize their clothes. Any of the bits that you can see on the arms and the legs are made of like very likely fashioned leather or animal skins by themselves. You can tell because you recognize, that sort of craftsmanship, but also the fact that seems to be completely unique. There seems to be like shells and bits of bone built in places where you might need it to block things like that. This person has worked to make themselves survivable and very likely spends a lot of time in the wilds. And they are indeed, long pipe just sitting there every once in a while, setting it down on a small like stand that looks like it's like a scrimshaw bone stand, like likely made of like some sort of aquatic dwelling fish's bones, and he sets the pipe down and takes a sip of a nice amber looking whiskey in a glass, and that's the most interesting thing that you notice. You also, because it's a 27, are able to overhear a lot of things. Most of these people are just, people who spend most of their time at sea and are just fucking, they're letting go about their days, they're fighting each other, they're gambling, some of them are talking about fucking. It's just kind of a crazy conglomeration of persons here, but there seems to be a small solace and bit of peace and quiet. It's almost as if none of that's happening around this person. They're able to like separate themselves from it somehow.
There's only two things that I imagine when you describe that whole scene. First is like Batman crouched on top of a gargoyle with his tech from Lucius Fox, and like just like sounds and visions, and he's just seeing and hearing everything. That's Vol. Whatever these two are doing, that's Vol. Second waypoint popped up. Side quest. Person of interest. Optional. Talk to this person. I think Vol's gonna keep an eye on this person, and Vol will only go up and talk to them, probably alone initially, after eating something first, just to make it seem like, oh, we just barged in here. Oh, look, interesting person. I'm just gonna come talk to you right away. But if they happen to leave, then Vol will like leave with them, and like in a least non-threatening way, an almost 8 foot tall Goliath try to talk to a tiny person.
Yeah. With glowing eyes and wings, no big deal.
Yeah.
Cool.
The wings
What
are
are you?
gone.
That's Vol.
What are you two doing? As Vol has this very kind of perceptive moment. I mean, he's usually perceptive, but
So we were on this voyage for 4 weeks, and about 3 weeks in, I asked her into the captain's quarters to have dinner with me, and then she stabbed me. She stabbed me, like, right in front of the whole... It was,
With that fork you gave her.
Yeah, it was, it was poorly chiseled, I'm not so good at it, but I tried my best, but she stabbed me with it. And she said, only men willing to risk their blood for me are going to take me on a dinner. And, well, I bled, and I didn't patch it up the whole dinner, and finally I fainted from blood loss, and I woke up, and she was beside me in my bed. It was, that's how I met my wife.
Well, then how'd you get that scar?
Oh, that was a whole different escapade. You don't... It's a little private, if you
Alright,
understand me. Vol, what's up?
You've
Garlic
been
bread,
out of
yeah.
it a little bit.
It sounds wonderful.
The pig's here.
Fascinating.
Cool.
Oh, the pig's here?
Did Knox just walk in?
What is happening?
I can't believe they said that. Vol's paying attention to everything and not what's happening here, so I'm playing it out as such.
Oh. Vol.
Great. Yeah, and
Vol.
as you try to get Vol's attention, a tear-stained face, but recently pushed to the side, so there's just like smudges of dirt under this half-orc's face, and he brings out like probably about 4 feet long this freshly cooked pig. It's got like the apple in the mouth and a bunch of different fruits and veggies that have been cooked with it in this big old pan that it just brings out and just sets in the middle of the table, followed by the bartender who she brings out like just a big ass pitcher and just sets it on the edge with a bunch of mugs and says, "Enjoy, fellows. Let us know if you need anything. We'll be right over there." And she heads over back to the thing and leaves you.
Orc fellow.
Yes.
Orc guy.
Yes.
And I hand him 2 gold. Get yourself another pig.
Thank you. Just runs off. Found him. I forgot to tell you about that. Sorry.
Huh? What?
I was talking to my wife. Sorry. But yeah. So you have this massive meal in front of you, probably enough to feed 10 to 15 people. Even just
Normal people.
7 or 8 people that are massively hungry and huge. It's a whole fucking pig.
I tear off one of the legs. Wilbur, you will be my date tonight.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyways,
Cutting off the rear
Yeah.
end.
Vol's gonna take.
You're
some
heading
belly.
off the
I
rear
think-
end?
Yeah, cutting off some of the ham.
Ah. I thought you said heading off the rear end, and I was like,
Oh yeah, I just fucking stick my head right in and start chowing.
ow, 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 inside out. Great. Yeah, you guys are able to enjoy
I-
this. It's going to take you several hours to get your fill, honestly.
To get our filler to finish it.
You will not be able to finish this unless you plan on throwing up tonight.
Will be the first time I've thrown up eating a pig.
I don't know how to take that. I'm just gonna bypass that. Vol's gonna eat as much as he wants, and then he's gonna like. All right, gentlemen. I think I'll be right back. I'm not gonna do anything crazy.
Alright, I'm gonna start cutting off pieces of the pork and dipping it in salt and then putting it in my bag of holding.
Do you have like a rack in there? You're like hanging them to like
Oh
preserve
no, I'm just
the
throwing
meat?
it in the bag.
Oh boy.
It's an extra dimensional space. They'll float around.
It's a
in there, all
vacuum.
good.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen for a while. Great. Yeah. So as you
I
guys,
I put
what
the salt on first so my bacteria wouldn't infect anything in there.
Oh.
Right.
So I'm going to ask the bartender like over and just be like, so we're going to climb that mountain. Is there
Oh.
anything we should know?
I'll bring. I would say bring equipment. Have you climbed mountains before?
Oh, we'll just
No,
go
we fly.
Oh well, it'll still take you quite a while. I guess if you're flying, you can fly. And she looks at both of you, kind of confused.
I've got boots.
Oh,
I got
magic
a ring.
boots. Oh, okay. Well, I would say just be careful. There's creatures that live up on there. That don't. They're particularly territorial. What are they called? Got the antlers like a deer. They fly around and they got
Stantler.
some sort of magical beast. I've never climbed before, so those are up there. There's rumors of lots of stuff. Very few people make it to the top. Most people can't fly though, so
Is there a needle up there?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, maybe.
Can
Alright,
you
good
tell
enough
us
for me.
more about the mountain?
This mountain, the Earth Spire, Earth Spur. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ah, it's rumored that there was a great conflict below. And that most of the island's flat, and this bit just kind of shoots out. There's a rumor that there's a great explosion down in the Underdark, deep, deep, deep down. Maybe that god just kind of punched the ceiling. Lolf got mad or something, and then she punched the ceiling, and it just kind of echoed up and created this big old earth spur that shot out of the earth. Rumor is there used to be a city there, sister city Immerthold. Ain't no more when a mountain pops up on you.
Right. You think it's at the top of the mountain?
I don't know. I reckon it's been, I'm not sure if I've heard of anybody but maybe a few that's made it to the top.
Anybody still alive? Still here?
Well, rumor is he has, and I believe she points at the person that Vol has walked off towards, if I'm not reading the situation wrong. And so we'll cut to Vol. As Vol, you approach this guy, right? How do you
I would
approach
have,
him?
yeah. Did his drink seem low?
Odds or evens?
Evens.
It is indeed relatively low.
So before walking over, I would have gotten him another. This one I would have walked over with my own drink and be like, I got you another one, and then I set it down in front of him.
Thank you.
Do you mind if I join you?
You brought drink.
Yeah, and I'll take a seat. And my name's Vol.
That's an odd name.
Never thought about it. I've grown up with people who had similar names as me.
I've just never met anybody named Vol. Or if I met.
Well,
Yeah. What are you? Half orc?
Goliath turned celestial. It's complicated.
That's odd. You're an interesting person. I like it. And you brought
Yeah. Have you seen my
a
eyes?
great drink. There we go. Yes, that's a big
Yeah.
part of it. I can't tell where you're looking. So
I've got wings too, but I have them hidden.
that's good. You get a lot of attention in this
Yeah.
town. You probably will anyway. And when he says that, he kind of gestures over towards this one area, because this is kind of like a very wide, long bar, so there's a lot going on.
Yep.
And despite your 27 check, well, I think this may not have been happening before when you initially sat down, but at this point
Sure.
now, you recognize that there is a group of what look to be, what are they called? A couple queens,
Sure.
trans men, dressed up in drag. They looking fine with their
Yeah.
makeup done. And then there's also a couple, look like, anatomical women as well.
Right.
Kind of just like looking at you and whispering, and like they even have a door, because they're on either side of a door that leads off somewhere, and there's a lantern with a red hue to it in that corner.
Not my speed.
Man,
Listen, you're the only person that seems interesting in this entire establishment.
I'm the only one.
Hey.
What's your passive
Magdor?
perception, Magdor? Like
13.
13? Odds or evens?
Odds.
You did hear it, so you hear Magdor go, "Hey!"
I just imagine Vol's like, you're the only interesting one here. I'm like, hey.
Not now, Magdor. No, I mean we've seen a lot, and in terms of interesting, we're looking for something specific, and so you don't seem to belong here yourself.
Oh no, this is
At
my
least
home.
in this establishment.
I've lived my whole
Oh.
life in Emmerkshold.
Well, then I apologize. You know what they say about people who assume. They're wrong, typically.
Oh,
Um,
I was like, they think they know.
I don't. I've just heard people say that. Sometimes I don't know what most people talk about.
Yeah.
It's No, it's because of the shells.
So
and
you came, but you
the
came over here
bone.
because you think I'm interesting. Obviously, there's something else you need. I understand what it looks like when somebody's looking for something, and you seem like you are.
You look like an individual that's equipped for adventuring, to say the least, and you would have seen things in your time.
Yeah, I have.
Um, and I'm gonna recite parts of the poem that I can remember, specifically talking about like, I can't remember how to pronounce this. I apologize. Eschiaz, Escaz,
Eskaz. Yeah, it's a dragon out
Escaz,
south to the southeast.
the stone visages, a forge, and the needle.
Stone visages. What's another word for visage?
Uh, face.
Face. Look.
You said you have a face and a needle. You looking for a compass?
Huh. Maybe. Um,
I mean, that's what it sounds like. You found some sort of riddle that's leading you somewhere. Now, I'll be the first to warn you that sometimes those treasure hunts lead to nothing, but I do know of some stone
that-
faces on an island to the south.
oh. What island would that be?
Paldier. He's like, you got a map of the area?
Do we have a map of the area?
We have a treasure map.
No, but I could. If you just tell me the name, I could. We came in with the crew. We chartered.
Well, you know that Eskaz guy. He's on an island named Tan, and it's like
Tan.
mostly
Okay.
south of Tan. Honestly, do you need some help looking for something? Like, I'm very familiar with the islands. If you need a guide.
Okay. Magdor. Oh wait, if you're okay, why don't you join us? I think that'd be easier because we're dealing with that. And
Can I
gonna
have some of
point
that
at the
pig?
Pig. Absolutely. I
Oh,
don't think we'll
right.
be able to finish
And
it.
he gets up and he is quickly over there.
Yeah.
He does
walks
seem
us, says,
deft.
oh, now what? Now we're interesting enough for him to come talk to us. All right.
Shut up, Magdor. I live with you practically. You're the most interesting
Roommates.
person that I know. I'm sorry, I never got your name.
Oh, it's Sellers.
So
Magdor, I think you need to
um,
get your potions in check.
Haram. That's my last name. Haram. Sellers Haram.
Mr. Haram.
Yeah.
Says Haram, please meet Magdor, Bandiron, and Quiet.
Of the Bandiron tribe and of the
Quiet.
Quiet
Formerly.
tribe.
Yeah.
Sure.
You a
Yes.
sailor.
Yes.
I've heard of you.
Hmm.
Kind of like an opposite of the terror of the seas kind of thing, but further west, right?
Yeah, over on the Sword Coast.
Yeah. You did a lot for lesser folk. I admire the stories I'd heard. So, and he kind of like he looks and he kind of like turns towards you with like you recognize now that he knows that you are who you say you are, and he's corroborated with things in his head. He puts his hand out in a show of respect to shake your hand. He gives you a
Give it a
firm
solid
grip.
grasp.
Yep. He responds and then gives a bit of a smile and kind of goes back to it. He's like, "So I hear you guys need something."
This is where Magdor takes over. This is a lot more interesting than I think you would have seen in a while.
What's that? Mr.
I'll
Bandiron?
need a needle for this, and I'm gonna hold up my scroll.
Yeah. And he asks to hold the scroll.
Sure, but if you take it, we're going to attack you.
Even if I
Like,
take it.
run off with it.
Oh,
no, you
no.
can take it now.
Come
just
on,
if you
man.
run off,
I'm not a
we'll
bad
attack
guy.
you. All
Takes
right.
it and looks at it and he's like, "This is old, huh?" Old.
Old, right?
You ever notice that this end's different than this end?
Yes.
Yeah. So your friend was telling me about something about you needing to see some visages.
Right. And the needle.
and a needle.
I think it
Face.
has to
I
do
mean,
with
I
the
have
compass.
a compass. I don't know. I don't know if we're looking for a specific compass, and I'll pull out the compass that I have from Captain Temboku, and I'll pop it open.
You pop it open
the
and it
one that
functions
shows
like a
us-
normal compass, but nothing about it seems to match or fit or anything like that if you're trying to look for a connection there.
Yeah.
I think we need the sparrow's compass. Have you heard that story?
Who's the sparrow?
A compass that shows your heart's desire.
Oh.
No, I've never heard of it. We should probably avoid talking about that for legal purposes.
Yeah.
Magdor.
We don't want to get sued.
A voice from the heavens says,
Praise Morden.
praise Morden.
praise
Yeah, your new friend Salas does when you say praise Morden, he goes praise Morden, and then he just keeps eating. And he goes, so you need to go to Tan and Palantir. Do you got a boat?
We have a couple.
Yeah.
Is it a big ship?
Well, we have a big ship that we are renting,
Let me tell you a
but
secret.
I also have a folding boat.
You want something between, because how many masts on that boat you renting?
3, I believe.
They were.
Oh, 2.
It's not quite a galleon, somewhere between a cutlass and a galleon, something like that.
Yeah.
It's a sloop.
It's a sloop. It's a 3-masted sloop.
No.
Oh, I thought it was
This-
only 2 masses. Never mind.
No,
Well,
the sloop is
here's the
the
thing.
is
These
our,
islands, it's a
our
bit,
other thing.
it's a bit of an archipelago. Problem is, lots and lots of things on each of those little islands. So, a big ship like that's gonna get caught in sandbars, even with a good captain. I have a flat-bottomed ship that I use to move between the islands, if I can come along. I'm always up to see something interesting, and that would be my fee, my presence.
I want to insight check this individual.
I'm going to as well.
Sweet.
I don't usually do them a lot, but like I'm just looking for general maliciousness.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
looking for, is he trying to steal my scroll?
What'd
I
you
got a
get?
26.
26.
16, not bad.
And Quiet's good with this. Quiet's no insight. Okay. Yeah. There. He may want something more, but you don't know exactly what it is.
Sure, but that's fine. But does he seem to like have?
He no
is there-
maliciousness
does there seem to be,
for
like,
sure. Like he doesn't want to hurt
Okay.
you by any means.
Okay. So there's still like a chance of like a little bit of a sly deal or whatever, but nothing out of like super evil intent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he might like silver tongue his way into a little bit more than we might have expected or something.
Yeah. That sort of thing.
Yeah,
He seems
okay.
he's being sly,
okay with
but
that.
he's not being malicious.
I'm okay with that. Yeah,
But
that's
with the
cool.
26 too, you would recognize along with all of that, though, that he is genuinely interested in just being there. It seems as though that's very much his lifestyle, is just kind of living by where the wind blows him, and you are a new breeze. So,
All right. Yep, we'll take your ship. Let us go talk to Miss Ibanez
Captain Xander.
Xander.
oh, okay. Better if you don't tell her that I'm the one you're leaving with.
Why
Oh, no,
is
are you
that?
the person that owed her money or something, and then that's why nobody fucks with you? Nobody fucks with her in this town anymore. Is that why?
Oh, and then he rolls his sleeve up.
That's why.
And it's in his arm a scar that says liar in old scar tissue. And he's like, yeah, she and I, we're entangled in more ways than financial. And he puts his sleeve back up and he's like, and it didn't exactly end well. So just don't mention my name.
She's gonna be here for 10 days, so that's our time limit.
So I'm ready to leave whenever you are.
Yep.
And he's like, I'll go get the ship ready. And he takes like a ham leg and just kind of like chews on it and walks off.
What's the name of your vessel? sir?
Oh, the Lady Breeze. See you there.
What was his name
Understood.
again?
Sellers.
Silas.
Seliz.
Silas. All right.
I see.
Such a
Sell is
minor.
haram.
All right, shall we go then?
Well, that was easier than expected.
And also
I think
for
at the
this
very
guy,
least-
whatever, you can just insert me into his outfit. It just looks like me. Makes the RP easier.
Okay.
Wait, people are supposed to
Um,
look not like you? I even imagine the captain has you too with the fiery red hair.
Just slightly
Genuinely,
slimmer
I'm not
face,
gonna
beard.
lie. I imagine Brandon as like a skinnier, like just a more like older you, kind of like hunched over, liver spots, and just like yeah.
Kind of like how what's his face is portrayed in the Ready Player One movie. That's kind of how I imagine Brandon. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, we'll relax for a little bit, and I guess I'm assuming we'll have enough of this pork for like another 2 or 3 days or something.
do you have a way to transport 20, 30 pounds of extra meat?
Oh, I'm been putting it into my bag holding.
I
Oh,
have a
your
bag
bag
of
of
holding.
holding will need a fucking clean. Oh, yeah, never mind. It's fine. It's a bag of holding. It holds it in an extra dimensional space. It doesn't store the grease. Magic. Great. Yeah, you throw it all in your bag, and a couple people come by that seem like they're either really drunk or really homeless and ask for a little bit of food. Do you oblige them?
I throw some pork at them. Actually, we leave it on the table so you guys can have whatever we leave behind.
Oh, thank you.
Probably, yeah. I was gonna
The
say probably
fuck,
maybe
never
maybe a
mind.
full ham.
Wait, no, the ham's the best part.
There's literally 2 legs. We took one.
All right, fine. And I'm gonna cut out the
4
pig's
legs,
stomach
We keep the
and
belly.
put that in.
Yeah.
You can make some great bacon with this.
All right. Everybody take
Absolutely.
an inspiration point as you have done kind things for people less fortunate than yourselves as you make your way out back to the slip where Captain God, I am also tired. Captain Iva Xander, the Unseen, as she is called, her ship, the Foxhound. You make your way back to that slip. And this town is super fucking lively, but the beauty is that this tavern was literally there as you stepped off the ship. It was like tavern, markets around it, and so you're able to see the ship, and it's right off of like a dock to your left as you step out of the bar, and you can still see Iva's crew just kind of working. A couple of them standing watch, a couple of them, playing music and sitting on the deck and enjoying some drinks.
Why don't you to go and meet our new friend? I'm just gonna let Captain Xander know that we've made arrangements to travel around the Isles, and that we'll be back when we're back.
You don't want me to go?
I mean, I also need to go get Dawn too. I left Dawn on the boat. I wasn't really sure what to expect from the tavern, so I'll go get my puppy. I'll let the captain know, and then I'll come meet you at the Lady Breath. Was it
Lady Breeze.
Lady Breeze? Yeah, and then we'll head that way.
Cool.
I don't think
to.
he trusts me not to tell her about.
I don't.
what's his face.
I wouldn't either.
I really don't.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Thanks,
And I'm
Clyde.
gonna slowly walk towards the his ship.
The Lady Breeze.
Yeah, he did say, and I should have mentioned this, that he'd be ready in about 10 minutes, and it's like just walk north, as or actually technically, I guess since it's like northwest, so follow the shore northwest, and eventually you'll see him getting things ready. Vol, you do make your way onto the ship, and the captain sees it. Well, how was the tavern?
Good. We made we met another sailor who has who's going to be helping us out locally through some of the smaller islands. We're able to gain some information. So if we're not back in the 210 day, we're not back in the 210 day, but we should be. Does that seem okay?
Wait, so you're telling me that now we just get to wait here for you? Hang out on the deck, drink all day, and dance and chill, basically, while you go and do your searching.
Yep.
Yes, while we go do all the heavy lifting and fighting, and you don't have to do anything and just have a good time.
And she claps you on the back and gets a little closer than she has probably before, and you smell the scent of alcohol. It looks like it kind of loosens her up a little bit, just personality-wise. She's very uptight and serious normally, but she's a lot chiller than she has been at all to any point before this. And she's got a bit of a blush going on, and she's a little warm. And she says, "That sounds awesome. What do we say, boys?" And they all like cheer, and then begin, just revelry abounds.
Here's, because I've enjoyed myself. Here's 30 gold.
Drinks are on him, boys. And she it's another raucous cheer as they all kind of pat you and come in and just they kind of mob
Okay,
you.
that's enough. That's enough. Okay.
And then they just move away from you.
Thank you. I wanted to try this. I didn't want to scare Dawn, and I'm gonna actually try the barding now with the handle and pull out my wings and then just fly over to the Lady Breeze.
All right, and so you flip it out, grab the dog, and begin to fly over. You guys, in the meantime, while he was doing that, have seen this ship. It is more in the line of a sloop, a little smaller, maybe like a single decent-sized mast. It's very likely that if you slept on the ocean on this ship, you would have to sleep on the deck, on the ground. There's no places to hash up fucking what are those things called? Hammocks. You're just gonna lay on the deck. But like you said, this seems like it's kind of for island hopping, not necessarily for prolonged sea travel. And it's floating lightly as there's a couple lanterns lit across, one hanging on the mast, one on the front end, and one off the back bow. And you can see him kind of getting things ready, wrapping up ropes and counting things. And he sees you and he says, "Gentlemen, right over here." Coming?
Oh.
All right.
And I'm gonna go on and inspect his knots and look at different elements of the ship and just kind of give it my regard.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check and use proficiency because it's about something even if you're not proficient.
Good, because I have a -1 to investigation, so.
So with your proficiency, it'll be like a +4 or 5, right?
What is our proficiency
+5.
right now?
Yeah.
It
Okay.
is?
So it's a +4.
5.
Okay. So 12 total.
12. Oh yeah. You haven't been that. To this point, it seems like you haven't really been critical of anybody's ability to tie knots. I'm sure you notice things here and there, but his stuff looks pretty clean.
The
boats-
difference is that this is one person and the other is an established crew.
Yeah.
And that very apparently knows what the hell they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of wary of just having my life and ability to travel in this one person's hands.
Yeah.
So I'm being critical.
That's fair. When you do recognize too that this is an older ship, but the wood is good. Any sort of damage that was done to this ship was repaired masterfully. And though it does to what you would recognize as kind of the layman's eyes, somebody who doesn't spend their time on the sea or hasn't spent a lot of time on boats, would recognize that this thing kind of looks shitty, but you see it for what it is. It is a well-loved, well-taken care of older boat. And it looks to be very, very much seaworthy, despite its, the passerby's assessment of a ship like this.
Yeah, okay.
And
Cool.
he sees you kind of looking over things. He says, "Everything look all right?"
Right.
Obviously, I want to make sure you feel comfortable. And you're in good hands. I've spent most of my life off of this island, but Emmerich Hold is home, so you always come home, right?
Try your
Unless you
best.
go-
And then you guys see as you say that an 8-foot tall, pupilless-eyed man with wings and a slight radiant aura with like a dog suitcase.
This is the equivalent of like the big, the big jocks that are on steroids carrying like tiny toy dogs, like chihuahuas.
Yeah.
That's what the equivalent of this is.
And then
Wolf
another
gently plops
pseudo
down
dragon
on the
just
deck.
flying in his over his shoulder in slow motion. When he says, "Your friend likes to make an entrance."
I don't even think he realizes that he's doing it.
And as soon as I land, I'm gonna be like checking the fastenings and stuff and making sure Don's okay and that was like not too scary. And the wings
Make an
go,
animal
like,
handling
whoop,
check, please.
disappear. Absolutely.
I rolled a die to determine his emotional state.
26.
Oh, he good.
Jesus Christ.
It didn't bother him at all, but then you check on him and he loves it. So he's now being encouraged to like this. It didn't bother him, but now he it's kind of like when the other day Phoenix figured out, because my wife is helping him learn how to fetch things for us. So she was like, he now knows, because she has one of those little collapsible things on the back of her phone to hold it, and it'll like mount on things. He knows that if she says, "Phoenix, get my phone," he can go over to it, bite it on that little thing, and bring it to her, and he'll get a treat.
And then it'll like,
Yeah, and he
Nice.
tried to start doing that with other people by giving us her phone. So this is kind of like that. Like it's very likely that this dog is now more comfortable in the armor than out of it, because he knows that it's going to get him positive attention.
Cool.
Great. So you guys ready to go? You didn't tell her anything?
No, I just told her 10 days, you're chilling until we come back, do whatever you want. Gave them a
So
little bit of extra gold.
so we're going to 2 islands, right?
As far as we
As far
know
as we
right
know.
now.
Oh, there could be more?
Yeah, there
We're not
very
sure.
likely could be more.
I mean, we are going to
That's all the
SCAS.
whole mystery.
I've had a few run-ins with SCAS, so generally
Wait,
good.
he's alive?
Yeah. He may not be here right now, but just know, if you're gonna get in, you're gonna have to figure out how you do that. That's not.
How is he alive though if this scroll is like thousands of years old?
Because dragons can be thousands of years old.
Oh, it's a dragon.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
red
he's
dragon.
a red dragon.
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah, at this point, he's an
that
ancient
red dragon. Oh, I thought we were talking about the pirate guy. I may have had too much to drink.
Maybe. Anyway,
It's all right. He'll sober up quick.
I'm sure.
Dwarven constitution.
Yeah. Dwarves are hardy folk. I trust them.
Indeed.
As I'm drinking more out of my jug of alchemy.
That's water.
Between the three of us, Quiet and I are probably the ones who know what to do or can help. So just Quiet more so than me, obviously, but
I
let us
just
know
turn
where you
and
need.
look up and
Let me know
fall.
where you need us. What do you want, Magdor?
I can help.
Magdor, you didn't like boats up until like 6 months ago.
I've got this now, and I can breathe underwater.
Yeah, and you're scared to be outside.
That's why I've got this. That nobody's asked about.
Floop.
Yeah, it's
Right.
nighttime, by the way. So
Oh, I mean, it
I
does
like
say
the idea
lights
that it's
are
got
out.
like it goes out from your backpack and then opens up, and when you're
Oh,
nighttime,
it's
you
from
just
my
go,
hat.
"Boop," and then it just goes. Floop. Just read, yeah. You just
Magdor, I've seen you
Inspector
do some
Gadget.
pretty incredible things. I'm not too concerned. I'm not really surprised anymore by most of the things you do.
No, not you. I'm just saying anybody at the bar. I walked in and poop, and it went away. And as we walked out, poop, and they didn't realize.
I think they were
He didn't
drinking
even
a
say
lot, so I
anything.
think-
I mean, 50% of the people in that bar are missing a limb. Somebody that wears a parasol on
there's
their head
that
doesn't
too,
freak me out.
And I rip off my arm. I mean, rot, and then I put it back.
So, parasol doesn't freak me out. You were scared of the rain or something? What?
Scared of outside because of this, and I tapped
Yep.
Whelm, who's been oddly quiet. You still there, buddy?
And he goes, "You named your hammer, huh?"
I think he named himself.
I think the hammer named himself. It's one of those talking hammers. You've heard of them, I'm sure.
He really wants me to kill giants. Do you know of any nearby? Or
Uh,
hobgoblins?
maybe up north in Cormier. They
Right.
might have some near the mountain there. I don't know.
Listen, we could tell you you could probably write books about us, and I don't mean to sound full of ourselves, but there's just so many little odd things that we've all done, that I think it would be a waste of time, and we should probably set off.
Yeah, let's go. And he just like he flips up the you recognize that there's actually like a small space underneath kind of akin to like a moving truck in the back where you pull the thing out so you can walk up the ramp and then you hook it. He like picks it up and then shoves it like pulls it in, and it actually like collapses into, like he angles it and it goes underneath the shallow hull in there. He's like, never have to worry about carrying my gangplank because it's always there. And then he pushes off, and you guys have made your way. It is late night now, after dinner and, you know, going to talk to the captain and getting over here and getting set off. It's probably about 10, 11 o'clock p.m. As you sail, and he immediately takes you south out of Immerk's Hold. And basically that's going to take you right by the Earth Spur, as they call it. He's like, so where are you guys from?
I'm from a small village far to the northeast of Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, huh?
Well, I only visited there to drop off bounties. Wasn't much for the city myself. A little too busy.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm from the I was from the Spine, and then spent most of my time in Neverwinter, though.
I'm from nowhere. Spent a lot of time in Neverwinter.
You can't be from nowhere.
I'm
Everybody's
not
from
allowed
somewhere.
to be from anywhere.
Ah, an exile. How's that?
You're exiled?
Ah,
What happened?
Doesn't like to talk about it.
Well,
some
that's
bad
silly.
things happened. Got my arm chopped off and exiled.
No, it's all right. Dwarves
Lost.
are assholes sometimes.
You know,
You seem nice though,
was-
so they're lost.
I agree. There was a slaver ship that used to take dwarven exiles. I forgot what it was called. It was something like the short and sweet, something like that. It was a play off of their goods because they would sell dwarven captives, freshly exiled from. Well, there was one from Craghammer. There was several from a few different dwarven cities. We killed the captain really quickly. He wasn't very strong, and set several of them free. A couple of them served on the fleet of good fortune for a time. Handy artificers, most of them.
Very handy.
I've
They'll
got
have-
an idea for your ship. How many days is it going to take us?
Oh, we should be there in a couple hours.
Oh,
And you do recognize too that there is the boat, despite the wind not being very strong, the sail's up and it's got decent wind, but it's moving very fast. Like not like, oh, push me back on my sea fast, but like it's moving faster than the wind that is currently in it should allow it to. And he's like, yeah, a couple hours down there, and then you know, But we'll probably arrive sunrise, something like that.
Is there some sort of enchantment upon your boat?
Yeah. Elemental
Oh.
node.
Oh.
Is
See
it
there?
water one?
And he points to the center of the mast, that kind of like where, you know, the middle point of it above the deck, and there is a small kind of, you in the darkness it's kind of hard to see, but it's slightly glowing. It's like a little round spot about the size of a grapefruit. Now it doesn't protrude or anything, but it's kind of a circle that's been etched into it. And he puts his hand up there, he's like, here, put your hand right here, just like in and then out. Don't leave it there too long. And you feel like extra air coming out of this, you know, these runic markings that have just this ever so slight, like faint light to them. And he's like, yeah, it's just like a little mini connection to the elemental plane of air. Helps me move a little faster. On the best wind days, I'm still faster than everybody else, so.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah, when you meet a few people that know the right people, they can help you, you know, pretty much do whatever you want. World of magic, possibilities.
Yes, it took me a while to get this head shrunken, but I knew that it would come in handy, and I look at my maul.
What? Wait.
What time of
I
day
think
is
if
it?
I think it was like 11 p.m. or something, 10:30, 11.
Yeah. At this point, as you're kind of traveling down and making your way almost to the tip, as you've been going past this for about an hour and a half now. So 12:30-ish.
Okay, I'm gonna sleep.
All right. For you, no
Yeah, as long as-
problem. For the other guys,
Yeah, as long as he's able to
actually,
operate just fine.
yeah, no, he kind of gives you that permission. You know, obviously you don't need permission to sleep, but you check
Right.
in to make sure everything's going to be fine, because, you know, you're concerned about your own well-being as well. And you do see that he is totally fine running this by himself. He is very obviously sailed through the night many a time. You have no idea if he maybe slept through the day, you know, so he seems wide awake and just fine. And strangely enough, it's not weird that Quiet doesn't have a hard time. He falls asleep quickly, dreams of whatever Quiet dreams of. And then Vol, you've never been on a vessel this small moving this fast and tried to sleep before without some sort of like something, you know, a hammock or a bed or something, and you have no issue at all falling asleep. But Magdor, I need you to make a comfortability check. And that's honestly going to be a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, and Vol's gonna be on the top deck, just like leaning against a mast, wings out, so that Twilight or Dawn could like get some warmth or whatever inside the wings. But,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Vol's just gonna be up top on the deck.
Okay.
I'm gonna set up my portable hole.
Just hop down in there.
Sleep.
Let me
sleep in
see
the
if there's
forge.
enough space on this deck for you to open, because it's a 10 by 10 foot hole, right?
6 foot diameter.
Oh, it's a 6 foot diameter? Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, you open it up and you're able to.
6
Do
foot
it.
diameter, 10 foot depth.
It takes up a decent like almost half the deck space to open it up. But
I
you're
mean, I
able to
can
do
set
so.
up on the wall. But yeah, wherever there's.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
I mean,
Because of that, it's an extra dimensional space. It does not move as the world moves. As long as you don't look up and see the world kind of shifting as the boat does, you have no problem sleeping. So no con saving throw necessary. Let's make sure nothing crazy happens to you guys. Nope. And you like, unlike being asleep inside of a room where you're shielded from the heat of the morning sun and the light of the morning sun, even down in the hole, that light is bright quickly, and you warm up quickly to the sound of seagulls and waves. And you see him just kind of sitting there, just looking over the bow, as you are now probably relatively close, but he seems to be going straight at an island that is growing closer as you awake.
How do we fare?
Oh, that's it right there. Paldier, I figured we'd hit Tan up on the way back to the north.
Gonna check my belongings, make sure everything's there.
Yep, everything looks good. Yeah, absolutely. Never a problem to check your stuff.
Quiet. I don't know what your disposition is towards dragons in general. This has never come up. But from what it sounds like, it doesn't seem like this dragon we are bound to meet is going to attack us outright.
Oh. Red dragons are normally pretty dickish, as far as I'm aware. They like to bribe you most of the time.
You'll be able to talk to
or-
him. He loves treasure, so you got something cool.
Yeah.
You may be able
Magdor
to.
climbing out of the hole. Did someone say treasure?
Yes.
Yes,
We were talking about Eskaz. He just really likes stuff. So if you can promise that, I don't know. You guys work your magic to try and get in there, because I don't need to get into his hoard. I don't want to, but
Is he a terror in this region?
nah, more like you know that old guy that lives in your neighborhood and tells you to get off his lawn?
Or
That's Tan. People don't go there, not because, I mean, he could kill everyone. Yes, he's a very old dragon. But he doesn't really seem to want to be a terror. I think he's kind of cool with the stuff he has, and he doesn't really need to venture out anymore. But if you come to him with possible treasures, I don't know why he'd say no. I don't know. I've had a couple run-ins, but they've all ended amiably.
all right, that's good. Good to hear.
All the same, I'll dock in the bay and let you guys take that paper boat of yours inland.
Oh,
But we're almost to Paldier. These are where those faces are. And you can see that there's kind of like a forest around, like comparison-wise. Like obviously, we have this picture up on the stream of Paldier, and it shows a little bit of the comparison. I can see the full one. It's probably about a 15th of the size of the island, the Dragon Isle, the largest island in the Dragon Isles, or the Pirate Isle, sorry. And there's a little forest around the edge of the island, and then it kind of raises up to an area where even from your distance you can see there's not much trees or foliage. It's pretty barren aside from the presence of a bunch of different large rocks that all seem to be of similar size. Some of them seem to be in a pattern. Others have looking like maybe think, what is the oh my god, Easter Island. But instead of faces, from this distance, they just kind of look like big ass, similarly sized blocks. Some of them standing on end, others have been knocked over. And he's like, yeah, that's a place of primordial worship from the area. So people say it's cursed. I've been up there. It's just a bunch of rocks.
Okay.
But
Where do you think
huh?
Where do you think we should go?
Well, you probably want to go meet with the chief first. Going up there, you know, as strong as you guys are, I don't know how you're gonna deal with multiple tribesmen hunting you with fairly toxic, and by fairly toxic I mean pretty much immediate death. They shoot these like a blowgun. So talk to the chief, make good with him, and he can show you how to get up there. Or you can fly. I don't know. You can risk whatever you want. I know you guys can fly, so.
We want Constitution against poison ball.
Oh, it's not exactly poison. You ever heard of a neurotoxin?
Seems too fancy for a place like this.
It's a paralytic. Comes from this frog that lives out there. They just kind of roll the needles on the frog's skin.
That sounds ingenious.
Yes.
I need to go meet these people.
The tribesmen are very smart. They are, have you heard of grung before?
Hmm?
Little frog
Say again?
dudes.
Oh.
You know, if they rub it on
yes.
frogs, they also make friends. That's how they're able to, that's why nobody else can do it, because they talk to the frogs and the frogs, which are not intelligent creatures like themselves, give themselves to them to be used to make these weapons. Otherwise, anybody else, that frog's gonna fucking kill them. So, yeah,
Right.
the grung are great. They're, I would say,
Wait, so the tribesmen are grung?
yeah. There's these like light,
Oh,
there's
that's
these light
wonderful.
swamps and freshwater,
They're very
pools.
nice, as
Yeah,
far as I have seen.
they can be. These guys, just I will say this: be open-minded.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We've been to Chult. We've seen some things. I think this will be fun. Yeah.
What's that?
Dinosaur
It's
Land.
it's the southernmost peninsula of the Sword Coast.
Oh, I read this book when I was a kid about the King of Feathers. Big, scary ass
Yeah.
dinosaur. Did you see
Shrek.
him?
Yeah.
No.
No. If you see him, that's a sign of the world ending.
Oh. I didn't read that in my book. Okay. And then he just, at that point, you feel like the boat kind of just softly slide into a bed of sand. And he hits the side, and the thing slaps out, and he just pushes it down, and you're able to kind of make your way down to the shoreline with no problem without getting your boots wet. He says, I'll be here. I'm going to move out into the middle and take a nap. So when you get back, I can be fresh as a daisy for you.
Whoa.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Cool. Head north from here. Kind of like northeast. They're on that side of the island, but if you
Sounds
want to be
great.
Understood.
safe.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, bye. I'm gonna walk down the gangplank. It's very awkward, leaving. I'm just gonna keep walking.
We're
mean-
coming too. Don't worry, Magdor.
There's nothing much to say, right? We just kind of going out for a stroll, as it were.
Meet some folks that roll their darts in the poison of frog-like people. It's gonna be fun.
It's
For this,
toxin,
I'm gonna
not a
keep my
poison.
wings out.
Have you ever met grung before?
That's true.
I need you to.
oh.
What's your passive nature there, Vol?
18.
18. Frogs are normally absolutely terrified of winged creatures because they're natural predators that they have a hard time avoiding. So there is a decent chance that they may see that as bad. Okay. Awesome.
So are lizards. But I'm rather nice to most people.
And you fly, so
We don't need to tell
and-
them that.
no, we don't need to tell them that. We're just lucky you're not the wing type of dragonborn.
Right, yes.
I don't
Anyway,
have wings, so I don't have to worry about it. And I push my helmet and get my umbrella out like a frilled lizard and walk away.
And we look for the tribes.
All right, so you make your way up there. It's not long before you find effectively, torches that have been stabbed into the side of obvious paths that lead into the jungle in the direction that Celis had. Not Celis.
Indicated.
Was that Celis? Yeah, that was Celis. God dang.
Yes.
No.
No, it's Silas.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Celis. He had gestured you to go towards. And eventually, as you're walking along, a pair of these kind of like, one is green with black spots, and the other one is similarly patterned with a blue. They popped down and landed in front of you as if they landed from the sky, like they jumped super high from out of the bushes and landed right in front of you with these spears out front.
hello. Do you speak
Comprehend
common?
languages.
You pat your ear and he says, "Halt! Where are you going?" And for the purposes
I
of
do-
the game and the stream, if he understands it, you can. Assume he's translating.
Yeah, I would. I
Unless
would
you say
pass
you're
them
not
along at all
translating,
times.
then we can talk about that.
I'll be explicit about that. But yeah, it's like this is what they're saying. But common, and I'm just gonna start cycling through my languages to them. Do you speak common? Do you speak celestial, draconic,
Grung.
elvish?
Grung.
I think that's
Grung.
giant.
Grung.
Mm.
You understand?
I mean, I can understand you, but you can't understand me.
Oh, that's how comprehend languages works.
I can just hear everything that I can understand everything I hear.
You
and
can
I
understand
read everything
everything.
I
Okay.
touch.
So,
Yeah.
this is going to be a weird RP. So, you
Yeah.
can understand them, but they
Yeah.
still don't
Yeah.
understand what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Ha! Okay, you come with
We-
us or we kill.
Good.
So, and they say,
Yes.
they say,
Yes.
weapons, ground.
No.
Weapons,
We
ground.
go. We go, leader.
No weapons,
No weapons.
ground.
I put my hammers in the bag of holding. I don't have any.
And they ask you for your bag. Bag. Give weapons.
They saw you. Yeah.
I use sleight of hand.
Keep chief safe.
They're just. You know what?
Alright.
I'm okay with this, and I'm gonna put my sword on the ground.
Only weapon. And then
And two
with that
daggers.
too, he like looks at it and it's real big, and he just like, because these things are like 3 feet tall. They are not
Yeah.
that big. The sword's much taller than him, and he just kind of pushes it into the ground, and then he goes and he makes like a walk as his neck expands,
Yeah.
and you see like 4 or 5 more skitter out and like take it and start to run up the path with it. He says, "More weapons." No weapons with
I
chief.
only have. They said, and I mean, you know what they're saying.
Yeah.
So either you can wait here, or I can go ahead.
I give them the bag of holding.
I'll wait
They
here.
take it and they just put it over their side, but they actually like have to turn it around twice because the strap's too long because they're so little. So we can wear it normally. And he
Can I
says,
just say, my bag of holding is a fanny pack.
"Sweet." He wears it like a satchel. And the one that's been saying things, kind of gestures for you two who have given up your weapons to go, and the 2 remain. And he recognized too that you're saying things to them, and you seem to comply and respond when you talk, Vol. And he looks at you real quick and pats you before you go and says, "If he move, we kill." And he points at like 4 different people in the jungle that you may not have like looked for. I know you have a really high passive, and you can see them
Fine.
very, very easily when he points them out. And
Yeah.
they've all got blowguns at the ready, and they're pointing them at just quiet.
I think like natural camouflage would probably like beat out even a pretty high passive perception unless I
Yeah.
was looking for them.
Yeah, sometimes you won't see things.
yeah.
And as long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with making that happen sometimes.
We're probably like
Mystery.
speaking in like I'm saying things in broken common, he's saying
Okay.
things in broken
Yeah.
wrong. So he's probably understanding, but then I'd say like a pretty intricate, like basically like, all right, cool, please don't move, otherwise they're gonna kill you. They've got, and I'll say it really fast too. They've got fucking snipers up in these trees. Be careful.
I just
And I'm
cross
gonna
my
point, like,
arms
kinda... Okay.
and I stand
gonna
perfectly
nod it.
still.
And he looks at you, Vol, and
Okay.
nods, and then keeps his eyes on the big, scary white dragonborn who won't give up his weapons. For Vol and Magdor, you are led up the path, and as you make your way through the jungle, it seems as though the dense jungle has hidden the sounds of what sounds like a bit of a feast going on. You can see the edge through the the tree trunks as you approach, and the dense foliage, you can glimpse bits of a fire and people jumping around it. They all sound like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
So awesome.
And they're playing music. They have like pan flutes and cool ass like just musical instruments that you could make from more natural elements without refining tools that we have to make like steel things and iron things. A lot of drums, a few stringed instruments that look to be made from very tightly wound bits of sinew that's been refined, I guess, through from animal skins and muscles and stuff like that. Bones used as like the necks of guitars and shit like that. And as you approach, one of them says, "Oh," and to you, Vol, you hear says, "Halt, wait here." And he goes off as a decent amount of these grung now have they continue doing things, but they're just you're that person that walked into the party that nobody expected to see, and they're dancing.
It's also a 5-foot difference.
Yeah,
so it's
you're very tall. And Magdor not so much, but much more hairy. And there's one that's sitting, and he's got like a real long pipe that he's passing around some people who look to be wearing kind of some ceremonial looking brightly colored robes, sitting around some cloth that's been laid on the ground, pillows and things like that. And one of them whispers something to him, and he looks at you two, and just does this and just says, "Come over here," basically.
I'll go over.
Awesome. Magdor?
Are there drinks?
Look, they do have like lopped off coconut husks that they are drinking some type of liquid out of. Yeah.
I'm gonna point to it and then make a drink thing towards the chief or whoever's nearby.
And he sees you do that motion and looks at Vol and goes, "Tell him it will make him see things."
Oh, Magdor picks it up. Magdor has comprehend languages for that.
All right. So you immediately take it. I need you to make a Constitution no, this is a Wisdom saving throw. Sorry. No.
Fine.
Yes.
Is it against poison?
No. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, I rolled a 1. I got
Oh
a 9.
no!
Your
Oh,
reality
no.
is warped. If you've ever seen Across the Universe and the depictions that they have of some of the trips that they go on, this is a lot like a really fun fucking
Doctor Strange.
Not Doctor Strange, but like a good trip, like a good mushroom trip where you just really feel at peace with things and connected to everything.
All right. I'm going to be laying on the ground then, pulling my arm off and back on, and off and back on.
Yeah. Sweet. So as that happens, Vol, you were asked to sit down, and in the meantime, in the time it's taken you to walk up here, the grung that are watching you quiet have they've settled a bit. They're still watching you, but they've sat down on like a log nearby. And they're just talking. Every once in a while they look at you, but they don't seem half as aggressive anymore. Even some of the ones that were pointed out to you in the trees are just kind of sitting there.
You. I point at one of them. Whoever's the leader, looks like the leader.
And the other one tries to stand up, and he stands up and walks up to you.
You. Strong?
And his little lanky arms come out, and he shows you this he's got some lean muscle. And he does and he jumps 15 feet straight up from a standing position and then lands deftly back on the ground, spins his spear around way cooler and more trained than I just looked like the Star Wars kid doing, and and ends with the spear at his side.
Mm. And I say, you, same.
Oh, da, da. And he puts his arm up to like give you a fist bump.
And I fist bump him. And I say, you watch, me. And then I'll take my maul out and step back, and like just kind of swing it around, like give him a flurry and all this kind of stuff, and
Okay.
and
And all of them are like digging it, but especially
And,
the guy that gave the show earlier
and then I'll be like,
in the trees. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna go over to one of the, like, a smaller tree. I'm gonna be like, me break tree.
And they
Strong.
laugh. They laugh because they're like, no way, because it is a very of the tree that you've touched. Most of the trees here are at least several feet in diameter.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretty thick. They're deeply rooted swamp trees because it's a bit of like a brackish water, freshwater, saltwater combo in here. So it's swampy and jungly. But they kind of laugh as you say that. They think you're joking.
I'm gonna take my maul and fucking smash that tree in half.
Okay. So I need Brandon and LR to roll a d20, and I need you to make a strength athletics check to break. Actually, we'll just have you roll the hit with your hammer. I think that's probably more apt.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Oh my god. I'm sure I hit it, but it's just ridiculous. I rolled a 2, but it ended up being a 14. I hit the tree, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully.
You got a
I
2.
rolled a 2.
Awesome. Nobody rolled a 1 or a 20, so you're fine. Yeah, you hit this thing. Go ahead and roll all of the damage that it would deal. And let me know all
Alright.
the different types that are included, because I know each one of you, when you attack, kind of do a gamut of damage.
12 bludgeoning.
I don't know what you're talking about.
7 fire, and
There's
12
more than
radiant.
man.
12 radiant. So a total of 31 damage. All of it magical,
Yeah.
3 different types. 12
Yeah.
magical
Yes.
bludgeoning, 7 magical fire, and 12 magical radiant. Great. So you fucking thwack this thing, and it kind of like reacts for a second, but it's like it just kind of like goes, and it goes off kilter for a second. And you stop or whatever, and like there are vines all over it because
Right.
swampy trees in the jungle.
Sure.
But those begin to kind of like recede as if the moisture is being drawn out of them, and then cracks appear underneath them where they've weakened the bark of the tree, and light begins to erupt from out of those cracks, and then there's like a fucking explosion as it blows in half from the point you hit it on the top off to the side, and the tree just fucking like spins off out into the water because it flies so far. And you look back at the Grunger, and they're all just like,
I'm just laughing.
like, and they just like fucking erupt. They've never seen anything like that before. And they've gone from like, we're gonna kill you, to like jumping around celebrating with you. And with that, we're going to cut back to the dudes that are chilling. And you guys hear an explosion in the forest. As Magdor, you are like, whatever
Not
that
me.
would
You
seem
saw the
like.
colors of those explosions.
Yeah, like you
Did I
saw the
do
shockwave.
that?
The shockwave, you were like, and then the shockwave came through the forest, and you felt it and saw it. And with that though, the Grung chieftain has passed you, not even nary a bat at an eyelash. Do frogs have eyelashes? Nary batted a
No.
nictitating membrane. There we go. That's a fun word.
There
As
you go.
he passes the pipe to you and says, "Partake."
Yes, and then I will partake. I will try to take a lighter puff, as I am unsure as what this is, but
Okay.
I will partake.
This is a con saving throw. Against poison.
Oh, thanks. I was about to ask.
I just need to add it as a prerequisite anymore.
18.
18? This shit is strong. And you find yourself feeling very relaxed. After a few moments.
Oh!
Okay. Yep. Yes, Magdor.
And he says, "Why you come?"
Head. Visit head.
Oh, it should be noted too that he has the same sort of black spots and blobs everywhere, like somebody threw ink all over him, but his color is gold, actually.
Oh,
Ah, interesting.
handsome.
Handsome.
Hmm. Very cool. Yes, come for head. Visit head.
He looks down at his crotch and he says, "For head?"
Giant head. Stone head. On island.
And it's at this point that you realize that
well,
this grung is actually speaking in broken common, not
Oh.
grung, and you're not using magic to understand him.
Oh. We're here to see the giant stone heads.
Oh, the old gods.
Yes.
Mm,
We're on a journey.
not at night.
And we
Oh, it's daytime.
not at night. It's daytime.
Yeah, it's morning. He says, "We take you."
Okay. That's it. We just came for permission.
And he pulls up this this interesting looking. They're like what we would recognize as some sort of ocular. They're glasses, but they have these weird sort of pearlescent round pieces where the eyepiece, where the normal lenses would go. Oh, that's fun. Can you guys hear that?
Just
I
like
hear a little.
Little crickety crackly. Yeah, my wife's cooking
Yeah.
food.
That's awesome. I love it.
So, yeah, he tells you to wear them. Just put these on.
I'll take them and I'll put them on.
Put them on, and you can see, as if you were one of the little grung that is celebrating with your friend, who they were supposed to be guarding him, but you can see that he's now dancing with your friend quiet out there, as if they're celebrating something. And he takes them off your face and he says, "See, I see through all eyes." And he taps them, and then tells you to put them on again.
Put them on.
And you can see one of the people that's there with Magdor as they're like just like feeling each other's faces. It's as if you are the grung that's feeling Magdor's face, and you can feel the touch and you can smell his beerish beard.
I live with him. I know what feel like.
You all good? 1 second. And you see him breathe in deep, and his neck expands massively, and a heavy, deep frog sound emanates out as everyone goes quiet. Everyone goes quiet.
What was that?
And quiet, you even hear this all the way, you're probably half a mile, quarter mile away. And all the grung look at that direction that the path goes, and they say, "Come," and they begin to lead you up the path. And the one that's touching your face, Magdor, says, "It's just our chief. He's calling them back."
Does he say that? Wait, please tell me he says that in perfect common.
No,
While
to
he's
you,
tripping balls
Vol,
on his...
you just see him go. But Magdor, that's what you hear.
Whether that's what he says or not, we'll decide later. But
Right?
that's what I hear. Okay, let's go, friend.
Come on, Magdor.
No,
I'm sorry.
we have to go
I
see the
forgot my-
chief.
Come on, Magdor. Oh,
And
he's right here, Magdor.
The one next to you just turns your head, and the chief's right there,
Oh,
like 10 feet away from you.
chief, you called us. How can we be served?
He takes a look at Magdor
You're
and turns
so
his head
golden.
and
You
says,
must be popular.
"Bring him," he says to Vol, pointing to Magdor.
Yeah, I'll. Come on, Magdor.
Yeah, behind the space, there's
Up
kind of
on
like a
your shoulder.
bamboo hut, basically. It's got, a cloth draped over the entrance. It is quite short, so given the advanced height of several of the members of this party, you're going to have to duck down to get in, but you kind of make your way down in, and you can see that it's dug downward so it can avoid the heat. It stays partially underground. It looks like there's a fire pit in the middle. It's quite spacious. And he goes to, like, a shelf where he's got some little vials of things and some wooden bowls with different spices and different colored things as well. At
I
this
reach
point,
for every single thing I can try to get.
he slaps your hand.
Many
He tells you, Vol, tell him no.
Vol. No, Vol. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Vol, stop.
No.
Vol.
I grab
Dwarf.
a little bit of the spice and I try it.
It's enough.
He claps his
Magdor.
hands
That's her
together,
name.
and he goes to and he just says, "Tell him to wait." And
All right, Magdor. Wait your turn.
he goes to another
I
bowl
stop.
and scoops something out with his they have those rounded ends on their finger, and he puts it right up to your nose and he says, "Sniff."
Mine?
Yes.
All right.
And you
Oh, wait.
breathe in this powder, and you seem clear again. Like you
Oh.
just feel yourself. You're no longer hazy. And he says, "Better?" I forgot he was speaking in broken common this whole
I don't
time.
know. I could still understand you. I don't know if that's normal.
I speak. They
He-
don't.
He speaks some common.
Oh.
You hear them
He
speak
speaks
common?
Some common. No, I was telling
I heard them
my
speak.
friend that
Oh.
somebody's lying.
I
to you,
also
Chief.
saw a rainbow shoot across the sky.
Sounds have visual.
And then when you croak, I don't know what happened.
I call my people.
And I came.
You go to see the primordials, and as you say that, at this point in the conversation, Quiet, you're being led through the village. A lot of these grung looking at you, but he's very obviously leading you to this hut, and gestures for you to go inside. And as you lean down, he does pat you and puts his hand out for one last fist bump.
Hell yeah.
And he goes
Strong.
off and hops away, as the rest of the village just kind of continues where they were now that the three newcomers and the chief are off in their tent, or in this little hut, and you guys see Quiet kind of duck in.
Like crouching.
Quiet.
Welcome.
Yes. Are you inebriated, Bull?
It would have been rude to.
Yes, it would have.
Yes.
And he sticks his finger in the same vial and puts it up to your nose. Well,
Oh.
you better. It powerful salt.
Yeah. That's something.
Clarity.
Oh.
You need to see Stonehead's primordial
Yes,
graves.
Please. Please.
Oh.
Hmm.
Are the heads the primordials?
No, they inside ground.
Oh.
Rules. We protect graves. Nobody comes to graves without permission.
But we have your
Yes.
permission?
Yes. Follow rules, have permission.
Are
So,
there more
you-
rules?
Yes. No dig. No dig.
Okay.
Can touch, but if touch, must use. And he holds the pipe up that gave you that seriously, seriously, seriously dope high. Says, if touch, use. Can hear messages from different place, if possible, if needed, sometimes random, but hear ancestors, hear ancients.
Okay.
This sounds fun.
Why you come?
I'm.
Just see,
Oh
visit,
no,
say I saw.
no.
No, I'm gonna point
Purpose.
at Magdor's scroll because he carries it by his hip. Journey.
Oh, journey. Where come from?
Pilgrimage?
West, far west, Sword Coast.
Only rules. Also, no poop or pee. You do that off.
Got that, Magdor?
Off.
As
the
I'm
top,
zipping back
not
up.
on top. Down in jungle, okay. Not in my hut though.
No.
Not in my hut. Not on anyone, unless want. Not inside.
I think we understand.
Just not
I think-
on top.
We understand.
Good. You go now, or you stay and celebrate new sun?
We'll go now.
We
Tonight we
celebrate when we
celebrate-
come back.
Yes, we
Yes.
celebrate moon. We celebrate moon
I'd like to celebrate moon.
and ocean. We swim with in tides of red.
Oh,
Okay.
Tides glow red this time of year. For about 15 to 20 days. Tides glow red. We bathe. Believe magic gift from above, from ancients to empower us to protect.
oh,
You bathe with us as long as
you'd be
follow
honored.
rule. Yes. I
Yes.
saw what you did. Very strong.
Your friend too. Jump high.
They jump high, but they know destroy tree in one hit. It's you
sorry,
can tell that it's obvious that they don't smile, but he's seen your emotive state. So like he's like,
Copying. That's cute. Can we get our weapons back? Is that okay?
oh yes,
Or are you still?
oh yes, and he gives like another bellow of a rivet, and two people come in, one kind of like dragging your sword because it's too tall for him, and the other one carrying a fanny pack that is being used as a satchel, and they unattach it and hand it to you and give you your sword, and then leave quickly.
Thank you.
I take guard leader with us. Help.
Key guide to place, not go on top. Part of rules.
Okay.
Okay.
We
Can we get
only
the
go
pipe?
if somebody breaking rules, otherwise sacred ground.
Yes.
We won't break the rules. Can we get the pipe?
Yes, you take this ceremonial pipe.
Thank you.
And he
This
he
is
goes,
the pipe that you
oh,
smoked.
and he does like give it a fresh pack, and gives it to you. Says, be safe. We saw your coming. Happy, not mean.
Yes, happy.
Do you believe in Pond Mother?
Pond.
Do you worship Pond Mother?
We worship ancients.
Ancients. So ancients bless you. Thank you. Other Grun, long far away, worship Pond Mother.
Our other grung?
Long far.
We never leave islands, so we know now.
They don't leave either, but they happy.
Good. Other grung be happy is good.
I think he can understand you. You don't have to speak in broken common as well.
We kind of talk like this sometimes. Anyway.
That's fair.
Why use many word when few do words you do?
I was literally thinking about yeah, whenever like we're good to go.
Oh
Can I have this? And I'm pointing at the salts.
No.
Can I have
for
some?
to leave state. Oh, after?
Right. No, well, yes, but also to take home.
He gives you enough to use if you decide to use the pipe up top in a little bit of a scooped bit of wood, and he hands it to you. Enough for today. Stays here. Hard to make.
Right. All right. Are we ready then?
Let us go,
All right.
with your leave.
And with his odd smile. Because it's kind of like, have you ever seen Toothless smile in
Yeah.
How to Train Your... It's like that smile. Because he doesn't... I don't think frogs have teeth. They just have
Some frogs have teeth.
These frogs have like little rivets, basically.
Yeah, the nubs. Right.
So it's not like my teeth. Anyway.
Yeah.
They
Just
waiting
take your
outside.
teeth out real quick, and then
But waiting outside is your buddy, Quiet, and he goes,
Yes, let's go. We go.
and he does like several flips, like a very adept gymnast. But he does several like flips, as like sides back, and then ends in a back flip and lands, and he's like, "Hota!" And everyone cheers because they're still having their morning sun
Hey.
celebration. Stop. That's my food.
Can I do
Phoenix.
the same thing? Could I try and mimic his
Yes.
acrobatics?
Do an acrobatics check. Yes.
I got a 9.
A 9. You do it sort of the right way. Don't quite land it as adeptly as he does, but the
kind of like
heart
I fall
of it's
down.
there. Yeah.
And I get up and I'm like, ha.
It's like the
you're strong.
Spider-Man doing a backflip versus the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like you
Right.
do it, but then it's a little less graceful.
Interesting. Oh.
But I point at him and I say, you strong.
Is comprehend language is still going?
Yeah, I'd keep it because I can cast it at will with no like cost or whatever. So I'd keep it going
Oh, I forgot
from
that
the
you
helm
had
of
that.
comprehend languages. That I
Yeah.
have.
Uh-huh.
That's why I did the thing where I tapped my ear because I'm Captain America.
Great.
Captain America.
Captain freaking America.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are able to understand him the whole time, so for all intents and purposes, he will speak
Fine.
just like the chief did.
Yeah.
But he leads you up, and it's probably like you're following, and as you go through the jungle on these paths, eventually the dirt path that leads out of the village and goes on for a while turns into an old, worn stone path. And every so often there are these pedestal kind of things, but it's the equivalent of just like stone blocks about a foot by a foot that are stacked and like get ever so slightly thinner and go up about 3 feet. And on the top of it, there's these glowing orbs. Now in the daylight, they don't stand out a lot, but when you're close, you can see that there is some light emanating from it, from this orb
Sorry,
on the
these are
top.
on the path as we're walking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You ask him anything about them, or?
No, I don't.
No?
I'm honestly just waiting for Magdor to
Sure,
look
I
up and
might.
make a rock.
Let's say I thought Magwar would be licking the stone already.
I am.
He goes, what's wrong with him?
Don't ask.
Weird. And then he just keeps
I rolled
going.
a 24 on my history check for the stone.
This is stone
Oh
that
wait,
is...
no, sorry. 30.
This stone has seen a time on this earth where it was completely submerged in water. So it has existed for thousands of years in this place, likely built above ground. Something happened. The water raised for a while. You can see evidence of underwater creatures having lived and kind of hollowed out bits of this rock. Now, the origin of it, you're not sure, but it's probably one of the older pieces of stonework that you've ever seen. And this is actually probably about halfway up, so it's like, this is a solid, 500-600 feet above sea level. But as you continue, unless there's anything else.
I just want to say, every time I lick a new stone, you say that it's the oldest stone that I've seen.
You're finding progressively
Okay,
older
and-
places.
Right, older and older.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was funny. Like, I'm not disvaluing what you've said. It's just I think that's funny.
Me too.
I'm gonna point at it. Point at it and say, "What that?" Like the orbs.
Light
Oh,
or darkness.
Did you make them?
Been here long before me. Even the people.
All right, let's
How do we
continue.
find ourselves in these places?
we're just
The
lucky.
Gods do what they will.
Indeed. Onwards.
He continues to lead you, and the path continues like this. Probably every 50 feet or so is another kind of like, on either side is another one of these pillars with the light sources above it. And you continue on these like little switchbacks, and eventually you see you're near the top of this plateau. At the center of this island, it kind of dominates about 50% of the landmass of the island itself. And when you reach the top, there's a stone path that leads towards these fields of stone that you had seen from a long distance away. And from here, you can now see, you're about 1,000 feet above sea level. This is pretty high up. And B, that these things are humongous. Like, the ones that are standing up would be the equivalent of kind of like one of those thinner, equidistantly square rectangular buildings in New York that's about 8 stories tall. Some of them, like about 20 to 30 feet on each side and about 100 feet tall, just up into the air. Some of them have fallen over, but they look to be positioned in a circle. At least they all were at one point. And as you get close, you can see that there is kind of rain and weather worn kind of like inscriptions all over it that are in a pattern that resembles a face. But he, as you move forward, he stays there at the edge and tells you, "Vol, I wait."
Thumbs up. And then I saw Quiet doing this, and I'm gonna do like the strong. Good job.
Wrong? Me?
Yeah. Because Quiet's been doing that to this guy. Yeah. Yeah.
And he
then
said,
we'll go
"Yeah,
right
I'm
up.
a badass."
Fuck.
What do you do?
I'm gonna look at like the fallen stone.
Okay.
How many are fallen?
Sorry. Yeah, one more time.
How many are fallen over?
There are 12. And 2 of them have fallen over.
It is a
And
shame that such a beautiful monument is not fully intact.
I think that's the cycle of things.
Suppose, yes.
This is some of the most oldest rock you've ever licked, dating back quite literally to ancient times. If these have been here since then it's a miracle that they've even stayed intact.
It's too bad that the crack is more than a foot, or I'd just cast mending.
I think we're better off to not interfere regardless, knowing further wrath of an entire tribe and then have to commit genocide.
So what do you think we're here for?
the one thing you
The
guys do
That's
notice
up to
too,
you.
obviously.
a pointed difference when you step into this plateau a bit. It's almost as if you're on the inside of something. The wind that's blowing sounds like it's blowing outside of some sort of invisible wall. The sound of the seagulls and the waves is distant. And the sound of dogs too.
Yeah,
The
apparently.
seagulls are real close.
Yeah, they are. And there seems to be kind of like a hum that is just kind of emanating around.
Well, and I'm gonna hand the pipe to Magdor. I just want to take a look at these first, but this is your thing.
As soon as
You
he
take the
hands me the
first hit
pipe,
whenever
I
you
load
feel.
it up and start smoking.
Awesome. Do you want to choose to fail the save?
Yes,
All right, no save
but I
necessary
want to
then.
roll it anyway.
Okay, so
What is
roll
it,
with advantage
Constitution?
against
Poison.
Mm-hmm.
18.
You are unable to resist the wiles of this concoction, this herby concoction, and you start to feel that kind of magical resonance, as if it's like coming. It's like a frequency that is matching your own, coming from the
It's kinda
center,
like-
coming from this circle.
Is it kind of like when you start to get high and you're like almost fighting it, but you're not trying to fight it? You're trying to let yourself, get taken, but your body's just like, no. And they're like, yeah, let it happen, man. And then your body's like, no. And then eventually your body just can't fight it anymore.
And then you're just there. But for whatever reason, because you've probably been inebriated in this fashion before, this,
I think with Unchult.
yeah, this feels like a weird connectivity. It feels like you can feel the energy moving in your body, kind of moving from the earth up into one leg, up your body, down in your arm, back through your head, back down your other arm, back down to your leg and into the earth again. Now, what are you doing, Vol?
I would have gone up to. I want to just examine the different faces before I took a hit, and I'd be visually inspecting them first, just to see if because if these are ancient structures,
Mhm.
just to see if I can recognize anything. Because I would imagine my train of thinking here is, and this is maybe not for like plot, just for like world building, I suppose. But the runes that I used or that my family uses too probably come from a similar time or have been passed down, or those techniques have come from a similar time.
Okay. Using
So
the
this
knowledge
is a
of
sightseeing
your
trip essentially for Vol.
yeah, using the knowledge of your family's past and the ancient nature of your connection to the earth, go ahead and make a history check, please.
A 10.
A 10. You recognize that each one of these massive stone blocks which the Grung referred to as the graves of the ancients, very likely represents some sort of ancient primordial being, a being that was in existence before the state of the world as it is now. Um, but anything other than that, you can't recall with any sort of specificity who like they might reference, what pantheon, what deities. You just kind of have a general understanding of what they could
Sure.
be in memoriam to.
I fuck with that. Yeah, and then I'll do that. I assume because there's like 12 of them, I assume that'll take me some time. So at some point, I'll go back and take a hit and then just start touching everything.
Okay. Do you want to fail your save?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll fail the save.
Okay. And Quiet, what are you doing as Magdor's getting in touch with the ground and the earth and this place? Vol's soon following suit. What do you up to when they're kind of doing those things?
I'll take a puff as well, and purposefully fail.
Okay.
And I'm just going to think. I don't know much about the gods. The only god that I ever knew was Tritherion, which because I actually hail from Greyhawk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not actually from
Forgotten Realms. Faerun.
Yeah, the northeast of Baldur's Gate at all. That's a cool thing about the Isle of Dread, because it'll just take you to different places.
Yay!
But I just take out my symbol for the first time in the presence of these fellows, and just kind of like look at it and think about like my very simple understanding of the concepts of justice and goodness and defense and the spirit of like just naming off his kind of domains, the spirit of like individuality and retribution that Tritherion represents, and just touch one of the stones and ask if they have any advice.
So you've all imbibed, and you're touching one of
Yeah.
the stones, thinking these things.
Mhm.
And you hear a quiet voice in your head that says,
To the center and together.
and all of you too, for some reason, you feel like you hear a voice as if it like a voice behind a door. But to you, Quiet, it is clear, but quiet in your head.
I'm gonna like gather Magdor up and then just like kind of usher him over, and then look at Vol.
Oh, he's heard something, and I'm gonna follow.
All right, so you kind of all make your way there to the center of this, because they are all in a circle facing inward. Both of the fallen ones have fallen inward, and they are, like I said, they're about 30, 40 feet high. Did I say 30 or 40? I said 100 feet high. They're tall. This circle is big enough that the fallen 100-foot stone does not fall past the center. There's a big circle. And in the center, as you arrive at this place, is several rocks. Like, they look like, you know how smooth pebble stones are? Like, they come from the river pebbles? Because of the washing of water over time, they're just insanely smooth. These look like that, but they're massive. They're like probably like 3 by 3 with ever so slightly slight variations, like imperfect pearls, but not pearlescent. Each one kind of sharing its own kind of different coloration, whether it be a little marbled or brown with speckles, things like that. Some of them almost look crystalline in nature, but they all have this smoothed, almost perfect sense to them. And these very old etchings on the sides that all face inward in about a 10-foot circle.
Mm-hmm.
Vol's stoned out of his mind, so wherever Quiet's leading, Vol's going.
Yeah.
Well, you're there.
Magdor, if we ever stop, is just gonna like lift up his left foot and then his right, and then his left foot, and then his right foot. Is anybody there?
We're
And
in the
now-
center, right?
And now, did you guys? I just said what you saw. I don't know what you guys are doing with it.
Yeah, definitely in the center.
As you step in, and the voice, as you're inside of this space, then is more clear, as it says, "I gotta hydrate. Thank you, anime."
Together, sit and listen.
Magdor
Connect
drops the ground.
yourselves and attune.
Aye. And then Vol's gonna plop right down.
All right, so you
Uh,
sit
Vol's
down.
gonna because I saved and Vol doesn't partake of non-liquid based recreational substances. Vol's gonna go straight, like he's just on his back. He's just a spread eagle, and he just his eyes closed, and he's like concentrating super hard.
And I'll grab his foot, and then I'll grab Magdor's hand. It's like when we were children, sitting in a circle, waiting for our parents to give us direction to play a game. And then
And I'm gonna sit up. I've been hunting since I was a child, and then we'll go back down. You don't wait in a
went to
Goliath
loud
village.
games. We went to loud games, only the anvil.
You work or you leave.
well, regardless, grab his foot, Magdor.
I like very dramatically just ugh, and then lean over, grab his foot.
All right. And as you touch each other and in your own ways kind of give in to this, whatever this is, each one of your eyes just gets heavier. Heavier, and if your eyes aren't already closed, they slowly do so. Do any of you resist that?
They were closed as soon as I grabbed Vol's foot.
I just wanted to make sure you had agency. So, great. So you feel your eyes begin to get heavy, and if for some of you that means immediately, I'm good with it. And you close your eyes, and each one of you has a separate vision. And for the purposes of maintaining anonymity between players, if you want to share this information post, I would like for, but I will leave that up to you. So, LR, Vol, you are the first one I'm going to do, so please, for Magdor and Quiet, please go ahead and deafen yourselves for now. And I will go...
You sure you don't want me to leave? You don't want me to just leave the Discord?
Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. I will do this when I'm ready. Okay. So they can't hear us now. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
They both suck so bad. I'm just kidding. I love them. Vol, as you kind of give into this, you have a hearkening back to a time in your life when your village was being attacked, when you guys had defeated the Rummerhays and run back to the village being attacked by these ice giants, right? It's vivid. But you're seeing yourself as if there's kind of like a floating sensor nearby, and then you see Greppa's body again. And as you go down to her, because if I remember right, you held her, and you feel that pain come back, and you close your eyes and scream out. You find yourself somewhere else, but the same place. you find yourself on a paved street. The scenery is the same around you. The mountains are in the same place as you were when you held Greppa, but there are houses that are constructed differently, using mortar and stone rather than, your traditional tribal ways. People that don't look like they're from there. People running around, and each one of them has a small creature following them of a different type, whether it's a pseudo dragon or a dog or any number of different small creatures that are used as companions. But this seems to be a commonplace thing, most of them being pseudo dragons. And then you hear an explosion. And when you look up, you see this building on the top of one of the hills blowing up as a dragon bursts through it. Every type of energy bursting from its mouth as it roars and destroys this building. And then you see that it sees you. And it flies directly at you, crashing towards buildings, just toppling towers. And you find yourself frozen, unable to move. And as it swoops in and takes your body, you see darkness. And then as you try to open your eyes, thinking your eyes are closed, and you realize they're not, and two panels of white open up. One portraying that village, that town, which looks to be your home in the future, being just decimated by this creature. Another of the same place, and you there, teaching a particularly similar looking young Goliath how to wield a blade. And you hear a voice that says,
What do you choose?
I choose to teach.
Higuchi?
and with that, yeah, oh my gosh, I didn't do this yet, did I? Almost, we came back at the perfect time. You're good. Yeah.
Sorry, I
So-
saw you stop talking and I thought you were staring at your screen.
And then we'll cut to another one of you two, and I'll tell you what happens next in a second together, Alar. This is going to be Brandon, aka
here.
Magdor. So, Alar, please, thank you. So you just immediately give into this thing, right? Just lay back. You feel your friend's hand touch your foot, and he says it's like a game. And you think you hear the sound of laughing and forges bouncing off cavern walls. And as you open your eyes and sit up, you see a younger version of yourself being dragged up as a crowd cheers towards the exit of your home. Your arms still freshly wrapped, a bag slung over your shoulder, your parents looking on in horror as their son is being exiled. And you're thrown out, and the city closes on you. And as you sit there and it slams shut and your eyes kind of blink for a moment as the heavy gate goes and hits the stone ground, you see another thing. You feel cool wind, mountain air. It looks like the same mountain line as the village that you spent a lot of time in, Vol's village. But the buildings are different. They look like to be made of stone and mortar, some even with dwarven craftsmanship. Paved roads. And as kids run past and play in the streets and wagons go by with big woolly horses and oxen, you hear an explosion from a tower in the distance along the edge of the village. or the town. And a giant dragon with all different types of energies coming out of its mouth roars into that space. And then its eyes lock somehow in the space within the city on you, and it flies towards you, breaking through different buildings and crashing through towers as it goes, not slowing it a single bit. And as it arrives and scoops you up, you're in darkness. And in that darkness, your eyes are not closed, but you see two panels of light open up, two separate rectangles vertically placed in front of you in this darkness. And one shows you being welcomed home. Back to Gauntlgrim. Your parents a little older, your cousins just as ugly, whatever you remember from these different family members. But they are all happy to see you, and you're being welcomed back with open arms. The king himself seems excited to see you walk through the gates. On the other side, you have a village in chaos, and you see yourself fighting this dragon, along with several other people that you've spent time with on your journeys thus far. And a voice rings out in this and says,
What do you choose?
All right. So before I choose, I just want to say one thing.
mm-hmm.
It's not important to this. I was actually exiled after I made my arm.
Oh, okay.
I got my arm cut off for losing the competition.
There we go.
But then some things happened.
Okay.
And Moradin blessed me,
So you have the
and I
arm.
got my arm cut off.
My bad.
Or and then no, that's fine. Like I said, not important to this.
It's important that I know. Thank you for reminding me.
I haven't really talked about what happened between the competition and me getting my arm that got me kicked out. Nobody's asked,
Nope.
at least directly. So we'll save that for another time.
Uh-huh.
But Magdor, for every thought of his, is going to go for the door of the fight. You know,
Okay.
fighting alongside friends is important to him. Plus, he knows he's going to get back to Gauntlgrim if he needs to. Like, he's going to be very stubborn with that. You know, dwarven stubbornness. Like, he doesn't need
So
magic
do you
to
choose
welcome
one, or
him
do
back.
you choose both?
Can I choose both? No, I would choose fighting the dragon.
All right. So your mind goes
'Cause
through all of these things.
I know I'll have the other.
I'll make that one happen. This is what I choose. Okay.
Yeah.
And then let's do this.
Yep. Oh. So then,
So both Nick and Brandon go away. Sorry.
What on
So I can tell my. All right. So as you give into this and hold on to your friends, you're touching one foot and grabbing the other's hand. They're both like sprawled out, and you look over them, new compatriots on a new adventure, and you close your eyes and give into it a bit. You have this very, very interesting feeling, as though when you close your eyes that you can feel the ocean breeze. You can hear the seagulls, and the sound kind of fades in, and the smells and the scents and all of those different feelings of being on your ship with your crew come back. And as you open your eyes, the one thing you don't that was absent before you open your eyes is the smell. The smell of smoke.
Oh.
And you are on your ship, but all around you, your ship is burning. Your crewmen are dying or dead. There is a figure who is shrouded in shadow, who has a blade that almost looks like it's ever so slightly moving all the time. vibrating superbly fast at
That is
your wife's
quite
throat.
doesn't.
At your wife's throat. And I assume his reaction would be... What would his reaction be in that moment, actually? I'm not going to assume.
My wife's reaction would be, she'd say, kill him. And then I'd rage and take my maul out.
All right, so she says, it's weird. You don't hear her voice. It's almost like when a flashbang goes off and you just hear ringing, but you do see the words on her lips, kill him. And as you rage out and draw your hammer and scream, you see the blade cross over her neck and her head falls to the ground. And as you scream out and your eyes close just for a moment, you find yourself standing in complete darkness. And on one side, as these, actually, I keep, okay. In the darkness, you realize that your eyes are not closed. This is just perfect, absolute removal of light. And this magical resonance is around you, but everything feels muffled. And in front of you, these two panels of rectangular light open up side by side in front of you in the darkness. And on one side, you see yourself celebrating over a massive victory, and that same shadowy figure lying dead on the deck of your ship. And on the other side, you see the scene that you saw. You rage. This man kills your wife. This man, woman, whatever this creature is. And as you attempt to rage and chase after him, despite your flight, despite your ability to swim, despite your speed and deftness, it jumps into the air and then blinks out of existence. And you find yourself screaming off the side of your ship in this panel. And a voice rings out of the darkness and says,
What do you choose?
Do not care much for lies. And I walk through the second door.
ah, the one with the guy? The one with the guy or the one with you with celebrating?
No, the one with the guy, yeah.
The one with the guy. All right, so you choose that. And wait for Brandon. Keep doing this with me, guys. You'll notice if we're all doing it. There he is. All right. So as all of you have gotten to this point, you find yourselves now all seated, kind of like crisscross applesauce, with your hands to the side, one above, one below, to the left and right, and sitting in kind of like a little mini circle in the center of this, these runic stones in the center of what is said to be the grave of these primordial titans or whatever. And inside of this, though, there is, it's the same darkness, except in the circle. And your eyes open up to see each other.
Hello.
Are we still
Hello.
high?
Yeah, but it's like a really good sativa. Super functional at this point.
That was interesting. For a brief moment, it feels like I almost lived another life for about 2 episodes.
I was given the choice between the truth or a happy lie. And I do not like lies.
Magdor, I saw the return of Cryovane.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
I just saw a dragon I wanted to fight.
Yeah, it's because when does a dragon outwardly choose to attack us? Not one that we haven't tricked, of course.
Can one of you roll me a d12 real fast?
Sure.
Whoever says it first. 6.
No. Ugh.
All right. To the south of you,
Damn.
as you're talking about what you've seen, a beam of light, as if a door were being slid open. A piece of stone about the size of a 6 foot, by 6 by 4 foot or 7 by 4 foot, whatever a normal doorway is, seems to slide to the side on the front of the one to the south of you. And the beam of light cuts through the darkness and creates a path where the stone that is there lights up and levitates up.
All right. And Vol's
Stand
gonna
up, I
start
suppose.
walking towards it.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys so you just follow the path of the light towards this giant stone and the light emanating from it?
Yeah, whatever path was cut with the light.
Awesome. Very cool. So as you travel up that path, you can hear what sounds like whispers in the darkness that is outside of this path of light that leads to the stone. And eventually you get there and you guys just go in, correct?
I kind of look, see if Cryovane's there.
It's too bright to see what's inside.
I go like this.
Still too bright.
All right.
Is it okay? Can I? I don't know. I don't think I've ever asked for this. Can I make like a gut check?
To determine whether or not you're brave enough to go?
No, just like what am I feeling right now as I'm standing in this doorway of radiant light in this giant stone?
All right. So let's do a wisdom saving throw. And the higher you do, the more confident you are. The lower you roll, the more unsure you would feel.
Can I do an
Great.
insight check on
A
myself?
5? You're really doubting this situation right now. What's up, Brandon?
So can I do an insight check on myself?
For what purpose?
No, that's what I'm saying for Vol. I'd like to do an
basically,
insight
yeah,
check on
that's
myself.
basically what that is, yeah. So you guys see Vol kind of pause. And this path is not wide enough for... Like, it's wide enough for each one of you to walk, but one of you stops, everyone's stopping.
Let's go, Vol.
I don't know about the two of you if you were given a choice at the end. But it
Was?
seemed like I had to choose between my village and a family. A future family.
And you chose to fight alongside us, right?
Not this time, no.
I was welcome back to
Magdor.
Gauntlegrim,
That sounds nice.
but like your future that you chose, I know that I'll get the future I want. As long as I keep fighting for it, right?
I mean, of course I'll fight to protect and to get there, but
You chose the easy way. Doesn't sound like you.
well, I mean,
I know of
Goliaths
you.
certainly
I
don't.
agree.
Goliaths certainly don't age the same way as dwarfs do, but I'm tired, Magdor. But it would
But
be
think of
boring.
all the
And Vol's
shit
gonna
we've
turn
gotten
around and
into.
step in. Just as Magdor says that, Vol's gonna step in.
And I go in right after. I wasn't done talking to you. I waddle in.
You're never done talking.
And quiet follows as well?
Perhaps I misunderstood the vision. I'll walk in as well.
All right. As you step through the light, you see that it's almost as if the light is emanating from an invisible barrier. There's no source, there's no torch, there's no magic spell, there's just a wall of light as you pass through. And as you come into this space, the magical resonance remains, but instead you are inside of a plainly masoned stone room with a single torch on each wall, and in the center of the room there's a funky looking machine. If you've ever seen those really cool looking perpetual motion machines that's like circles in circles, one of those is there, but it's all flat. And there are several like circular holes of progressively larger size in kind of in the rings that's more open. Other than that, it's kind of like it's tight. There's metal, and then there's space, and then there's a larger space, and then there's a larger space, and a voice once again, this time seemingly audibly, since you're all there and it's not in your head and you feel like you can hear it, says,
Prove yourself, and you shall be deemed worthy, or join your friends in the afterlife.
and that is where we're going to pause for the week. As you
Thanks,
have now
Ian.
been brought into one of these massive stone structures and been asked to prove yourself to be deemed
I
worthy.
thought he said move yourself. I was like, do we just need a
Just
what?
dance.
I like
Yeah.
to move it,
Perf-
move it.
Performance check with
Move
my
it.
charisma?
Bum, 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 banana. But yeah, you guys have started to delve into some secrets.
Yeah.
Damn time for Magdor too.
And I completely forgot. This is something we haven't been doing. We should definitely raid somebody. Do you guys have anybody online right now that you know? Especially because I know all three of you pay attention to more streamers than I do. Is there anybody that you think might be deserving of a nice little group of fun people to come hang out with them?
I might. Hold on. Let me see if they're actually playing D&D.
Even if they're not playing D&D, it's okay if they're not. If
I
they
know.
are, bonus points. If they're not,
able
that's okay.
to- Sometimes they don't. So let me see if they are.
And Amir's like,
They're always under D&D, but sometimes they're just working on making mugs or talking and stuff. So never mind.
are they there?
Hmm?
Are they streaming?
Yeah, but no, don't send it. No.
Okay. What about you, Mystic and LR? Do you have anybody? Not right now.
Negative. No.
See if we can't find
Weekday,
somebody.
Evening. yeah.
Rivington's streaming.
The closest that I
Rivington?
have is Vicky.
Vicky? How do you spell
LR.
Vicky?
No, should we
Nobody
rate?
knows really.
Yeah.
No.
Hey,
Yeah,
Hyper RPG
well-
is playing games. We can just go to
There you
them.
go.
They've got
Sure, yeah,
140
they
people.
sound
Do
great.
that.
Did you say
Sounds
no?
great.
Sarah said no.
All right.
Why not?
We listen
What?
to Sarah.
Total Party Chill is who we're gonna hang out with apparently.
Fine,
Oh, yeah,
Sarah. Oh my God, the manager speaks.
Oh yeah, they got 21 people, so they're cool. Yeah, they're playing D&D. It looks like
Listen, she keeps our DM fed. She's the producer for all we.
Yeah,
do.
she's
she
a
is
producer
like a
now.
straight
For all
up
intents and
producer.
purposes.
She is the major
Yes.
funder. So sweet. GG's guys, it was fun to play. I needed this. It was a good
Good job.
energy boost.
Yeah,
so.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm so.
Sorry we
fucking
have to
glad
cut it
got
off early. Next
some
week I'll
D&D.
be
No, that was a good time.
Yeah, it was
I'll
fun.
be
was
good
a-
for
yeah.
full time.
Yeah, sorry if it was a little story centric and you didn't really get to do much.
That's no.
Wow, imagine playing an RPG.
I mean, it's good too. We're getting to like. I mean, sure, it's
Crazy.
been story. Vol and Magdo have been here for like ever. But
Yeah.
now we get to learn more about Quiet, so I'm
Yeah.
excited for that.
Absolutely.
And Quiet gets
And
to learn
maybe
more about
more
us
about
in like in
Magdor.
an RP sense. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
There's still a bunch of stuff Vol doesn't know.
I'm gonna say this too for
Yeah.
everybody that's watching. Any of the sound effects that you heard were from Sirenscape, and they allow anybody to use their stuff as long as you tell them, "Hey, this was done by Sirenscape." So check them out. It's like, I think it's like $8 a month or some shit. It's super super great. Nice sound creation, and they have a vast library. Some that directly correlate with adventure. So if you're running a published adventure, there's probably a sound set for every scene. Um, also, my dog is saying hello. But
I
also, yeah, I'm gonna play us out here in a second. Yeah, I'm going to play us out with the song by the Revelries. If you're in here and you haven't already checked them out, check them out on Spotify. They're amazing. They also, if you guys, I want to make sure we do this at the end of everyone because I've been recently binging somebody's podcast. And so if there's anything that you want to plug for your stream times or content that you're working on, or anything you want to tell everybody that's here, please, this is your chance to do that before we send everyone over to Total Party Chill.
Say something. Say words.
yeah, I have a podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. It's called Cultural Lenses.
Sage ass man right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's
Brandon.
that's my show.
I got nothing.
Except being a boss.
You guys can find me at twitch.tv/the Mystic Zealot. I play Destiny and random games as well as talk about philosophy and the like.
Neue Welt.
I also have a personal life coaching business called Our Quest Coaching. If you'd like some life coaching from this hot mess, who helps with diverse individuals, generally young kids and parents. Yeah, I will help you out. Message me on Discord.
Sweet. So that's it. Look at all these beautiful men that just have such fucking cool. I love you guys. We're gonna send you guys over to Total Party Chill. Thank you guys again for a wonderful session. I will actually be deafened for a little bit because I want to make sure that we get that song played one more time towards the end of the stream. So I'll be back and we can chat about the things we were talking about before. But everyone go hang out with them. Send them some love. They were recommended by my lovely wife, so they have to be at least
Thanks, Sarah.
pretty cool, you know. So, yes, thank you, Sarah.
Hey, Thawa.
But it's gonna be ready in 8 seconds, and until then, we're gonna say bye and hold out the bye. Bye.
Miss you all.
I love that accent though. He's not afraid at all. Not afraid. I can't even do it. No.
I'm gonna be muted for just a little, or deafened for a little while. D&D just does wonders for me.
Yeah, it really does. I was so happy to see you were in a better mood.
How much stuff did you order? He was like, there was 4 boxes.
Yeah. One of them was a Christmas present from Amy
For you.
for me. She bought me Doris Day movies.
But still, like, we get Christmas.
The rest of the stuff was camping stuff.
They sent us camping stuff?
No?
Oh, you bought camping stuff. Are we going to take him camping?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I rated Total Party Chill and they're on break. So,
I saw that. Did you see Phoenix snuggling with me?
No, I did not.
Phoenix was snuggling with me. Until he heard that you were almost done. Isn't that right, bud? He's giving me snuggles. Yeah. I bribed him